Land of power, land of might, exceptional rage, endless fight, patriot bulldozer, leading the way, crushing all foes, making them pay. Flag in hand, fury in eyes, screams of pride, ignoring lies, iron grip, ruthless and cold, American dream, fierce and bold, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart, no retreat, no surrender, bulldozers force, a savage offender, red, white, blue, burning bright, in the chaos he finds delight, blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage again, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart. Blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of flame, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart.
Good evening, everybody. Oh, we got to get him turned a little bit better there. Got to do better, Trump. We got to make you a little bit more presentable. We got to fix that hat. Welcome to the Dozer Den, everybody. Good to see you. I hope you all have had a solid past few days. Well, I guess yesterday. Gosh, I keep forgetting. We're doing them Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. We got 2 shows back to back, guys. Long time no see. Hope y'all have had a good day. Welcome to the Dozer Den. Don't you dare forget to smash that like button. Thump the like button. Caress the like button. Lean in real close to that like button. Whisper sweet nothings in its ear to a big deep. And we do not want to be like creepy Uncle Joe Biden. No, sir, or ma'am. Or Z's or Zem. No, we don't want to be like that. It's almost out of our minds, guys. Almost out of our minds. I still have the FJB for Joyous Bounty We'll say the FJB stands for that. For the people, if I'm in a professional setting, if they ask what's FJB stand for Joyous Bounty, why not? It's a God thing. Um, this might not be the best. Might not be the best. What's up, Bob of Atlantis? Gen X on X, guys. If you haven't followed Gen X on X yet, absolutely fascinating conversation. She has a lot of great guests on. Check her out on Rumble and on X as well. Definitely worth your viewership. I forgot what the schedule is for the shows, but I think at least one a week, right? If I'm not mistaken. I don't get to catch it as often as I would like. Usually too busy with things, either wrangling children or whatnot. But that's right. Let's go, Brandon. I actually have a sound for that. If I can find it. Where'd it go? Oh, well, I've already missed the moment. Never mind. It'll come back up later. What's up, Trader Todd over there? Good to see you. What's up, Sterling? Common Censored with the end. It's a good time. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Sundays and Thursdays. So, all right. So we have Wednesdays, Sundays, and Thursdays. Gen X on X, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. There you go. 7 p.m. Central Time. The best time. The only time that really matters, just honestly. If I'm going to be completely honest. Come on now. Oh, man. Oh man, guys. I got the kids down for bed. It was, the 7-year-old was a little bit rambunctious, but we got her down. She's hopefully sleeping well. If not, I'll see her popping up at some point. Hopefully that's not the case, but, there you go. Oh, poor Lady Dozer's got some back spasms going on. She had back surgery a few years ago. Well, probably 10 years ago now. Yeah, about 10 years ago. So every now and then she gets some issues with her lower back. But there you go. Check out genxonx.com. There's the link right there. Click it. Follow in all the places that you can. Like I said, definitely worth your viewership. If you haven't followed Common Censored yet, also a fantastic show, covers all the new stuff in a wacky and zany way at times. Good information, entertaining. Guys, kind of like, we do a little infotainment here as well. We provide information. We provide it in an entertaining way. At least I hope so. If I can help make a crap sandwich just a tiny little bit more palatable, well, I feel like I've done my damn job. You wish your boy was still little? Yeah. I've got a 9-year-old girl, 7-year-old girl, and a little boy, mini Dozer, just turned 2 years old. And that boy is just his mind, it is so cool to watch the mind just explode with development. He had an ear infection, so his pronunciation kind of got off a little bit there, but still just such a smart little dude. Just baffles me every time he does something new. It's like, all right, that's cool, dude. Can't wait to have conversations with him. Speaking of conversations with kids, man, I had some interesting. I was actually listening to the Timcast had Michael Malice on, the Chaos Imp, and he was wearing a suit. And I have my issues with Tim Pool, but he has some good guests on sometimes. And he had Michael Malice on, and I was just thoroughly enjoying the conversation, talking about comic book stuff, talking about anarchist philosophy and things like that. And it was just really, really cool. And then my 7-year-old, she was stalling to stay awake. Oh man, 20 and knows it all. Brainwashed by Canada. No, oh no. Oh, he'll come around to it. More information. They'll figure it out. But it was interesting. I was listening to Timcast, and you've got Michael Malice on talking about anarchist philosophy every now and then. And my 7-year-old, as a way to halt or stall going to bed, started asking some actually pointed questions. She's like, "Daddy, why can't we just walk around naked in public?" I'm just like, well, because we have, standards, and that's not societally acceptable. That's just something that we have as a moral framework in this country, that it is not acceptable to walk around, butt naked. And she's like, "But why?" And I'm like, well, because it's just deemed inappropriate. It's obscene, and I have to watch myself when I speak to my kids because sometimes I'll say words that they clearly don't understand, so I have to take it back and then rephrase it. Um, and then she was just listening to me and asking questions, and we were talking about, well, it's people don't want their kids seeing naked adults running around and stuff like that, and it's just not. I told her how there are other countries that where it's completely normal, but usually those other countries, that amount of nudity is usually in a country that's not as advanced as Western civilizations. Although you could, I guess, talk about some, the European nations are a little bit more fine with nudity, I suppose. But so yeah, we were just as I engage my children in conversation. If my kids have questions, I'm going to actually talk with them. And my wife, Lady Dozer, she gets a little bit like, it's like, they're kids, right? And I'm just like, yeah, but they're asking questions. They want to have a conversation. I'm going to have a damn conversation with them. And then she's asking, so we got done with that conversation. And then she said, and it was great. We were listening. I was listening to Michael Malice while I was having this conversation. And then she goes, why do we have laws? I'm like, it's a fantastic question. Well, I mean, honestly, it's so that we can keep the fabric of society together. I mean, my opinion, I guess, would be that if you don't have laws, if you don't have that structure, then you kind of have a very loose society where anarchy will ensue. And I guess the anarchist perspective is you don't really need the laws and let it be what it is, but that humans will eventually kind of find their way to order, neg entropy, I suppose. Um, and so I was talking with her about, well, some people, honestly, some people need the threat of a punishment to keep them from doing bad shit. And I didn't say that to her. I said to keep them from doing those bad things, to keep them in line. Order out of chaos. That's right. That's right. But I was like, well, I said, okay, so small level. We got this house, right? Daddy and mommy. And in this house, we have rules. We have standards. We have morals. We talk about things. We have things that we have to do. I said, it's kind of the same thing for a country. It's just really, really big, and there's millions and millions of people. And so if you guys didn't have rules here in the house, you run crazy sometimes, right? If it's just you doing your own thing, you guys get a little bit out of hand. Sometimes you need daddy or mommy to pop in and be like, "Hey, check yourself. Chill out." It's kind of like the law. So kind of try to make it as relatable as possible for a 7-year-old. Um, and she's just sitting there listening to me and kind of nodding her head and talking, and just a fun little conversation we had as she was going to bed after we got prayers done and everything. So, yeah, it was just I just thought it was hilarious that I'm listening to freaking Timcast with Michael Malice and Phil Lamonti going back and forth about things, and then I'm having a conversation about the structures of society with my 7-year-old. Oh man, yes, fascinating times here in the Dozer Den. Guys, if you haven't shared this stream out, share the stream. Guys, spread the word of the Dozer Den so that we may welcome more killdozers here into the Killdozer army. Currently metaphorical, and it's going to stay that way. Dead voice. Just saying. If you want to support the Dozer Den, you can donate directly to moi with the Venmo or the Cash App. They are right there in the link. Thank you so much, Trish. Lovely mod in the chat. Oh my goodness, do we have a celebrity in the chat? Look at that. We've got King of Biltong, Anton. Absolutely freaking pleasure to have you joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Much appreciated, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm just popping in to wish everyone a great evening. I'll be at work again at 4:30 a.m. My goodness, the mad lad. Gotta be working the meat early in the morning. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for joining this episode, bud. And thank you so much for letting me have the opportunity to shill your amazing freaking meat right here. I've got it, guys. This right here, if you have not checked it out yet, BiltongUSA.com. The Angus, this is my last bag. This is my last bag. But I think more is on the way. I got a notification, an email, that there will be more on the way. Guys, if you would love a fantastic healthy snack, check out BiltongUSA.com. This is what beef jerky wishes it could be. I am not trying to blow smoke, nothing like that. I absolutely enjoy this product. If you want a delicious snack that is gluten, MSG and soy free. No added sugar, excellent source of protein, good source of iron, B vitamins, creatine, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Oh my gosh, guys, it's just like a wonder food. I often will use it after the stream to keep myself from eating something unhealthy. I've taken it and actually replaced meals with this stuff. When I was at my conference a couple weeks ago up in St. Louis, I brought a couple bags and I snacked away on some of this late at night, like after that stream up in the hotel room. Absolutely freaking fantastic product. If you have not checked it out yet, there's a variety of products. I've had the Wagyu and the Angus so far. Absolutely enjoyed both of them. Worth your money. Absolutely worth your money. Don't forget, use promo code DOZER, DOZER, to save 10% off. Absolutely worth your money. I'm not exaggerating. This stuff is fantastic. It is good stuff. And the reason that I'm telling you about it is because you know what? I enjoy it and I want to share something that I enjoy with my audience. You guys are freaking awesome. So check it out. The meat, oh, a little dangly there. The seasoning, the thickness. Oh, it's so good. And oh my goodness, we have the queen of Biltong herself. My goodness, if I could curtsy, I would. But I can't because I'm too masculine. We reloaded your Angus stash, arriving Thursday. Thank you so freaking much. Absolutely appreciate the heck out of you. Link in the description, biltongusa.com, by the way. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you hanging out. Man, oh man, guys, we are creeping up. We are going to get to 1,000 followers. I think we might be able to get there before my year mark, which I think April 18th is the year mark for how long I've been streaming. Started out at 2 days a week, then went up to 3, and then over the last month or so, I've been trying to do 4 streams a week. This is the first time this week will be the second or third week that I've been able to do 4 full streams. And actually, I did 5. I did 5 last week, including our fishing stream, in which I didn't catch any fish because the first fishing stream did not load, and that did not go where I needed it to go. All right. See ya, King. See ya, Anton. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Don't forget to smash that like button. It's a good thing. Cheers. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, get the meat. Put it in your mouth. It's worth it. Dozer for 10% off. Didn't expect to get an ad read out there, but I figured since the man himself was in chat, might as well. Might talk a little bit about it later whenever I get the munchies. That's right. That's right. Man. But yeah, philosophical conversations with a 7-year-old. Didn't expect that. My 9-year-old, I know she was listening because she's a little sponge. She takes in all the stuff. We've had some fantastic conversations with my children. I love it. My the adults in my life, they didn't, smack me down whenever I wanted to have conversations. My mom, my grandmother. That's right, grandmother, not grandma, meemaw, mama, grandmother. That's how I said it, but not in front of her. But but yeah, my uncles, older brother. So I have a brother who's about 12 years older than me, and he would engage me in conversation too. And I always appreciated that. And so I want to do that for my kids. I want to engage them in conversation and help them. Just watching their little gears turn is just so freaking rewarding. And I hope that they're able to think critically and actually think expansively about things as they go through life and as they're, going through school and stuff like that, and able to question their teachers, because I think it's a damn good thing to question those teachers. Some of the teachers are, honestly, some are kind of stupid. It just happens. And, that is what it is. There's the public schools, and in Missouri, they reduce the standards for their grades to C, like I think a C level, and you can be a teacher. That's unacceptable. you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't have just a C level grasp of the knowledge that you're teaching the children. That's not cool. I don't like that at all. But oh man, let's see how that like button's doing. What happened? Oh no, I have bad things happening over here. Let's do a refresh. Bad gateway! No! Rumble, what's happened? What did you do, Rumble? Don't give me the bad gateway. I want the good gateway. Apparently, guys, we are supposed to be getting our first little bit of a, I guess, payout tomorrow for being in the Rumble Creator Program. And I was able to get in the Rumble Creator Program for the second month in a row. I was kind of worried about it there for a second because I went and canceled. I canceled Mug Club like an idiot because I thought that I already had a Rumble Premium alongside of Mug Club. Turns out that was not the case. And so I had to hurry up and fix that real quick. And I did. It was just a day or so that it wasn't on there. Trying to get Rumble to load over here so I can look at the live chat. But yeah, guys, there are other ways to donate monetarily to the Dozer Den, Rumble Rants, or subscribing for a measly $5 a month. You can subscribe to Bill Dozer 74 and you will get access to a plethora of amazing, just stupendous emotes. Some animated, some stationary, all chosen with a little bit of love and orneriness. I spent an hour and 45 minutes looking through all of those, and apparently Rumble's not loading. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's check on the app. Let's see if the app's loading. That's not good. See, Timcast is still going. I guess Malice was dressed as the Question. Fantastic comic book character, by the way. I never read the comic books, but I did watch all the shows in the 90s and the 2000s. You know, Spider-Man, Hulk, X-Men, Justice League. Absolutely. Justice League has some fantastic shows. They get a little bit deep, not going to lie. Test. I see you, Bob. Do you see me? See, we are. Looks like we're going well. All right. We're good. Awesome. All right. Yep, I see you guys. Do you guys see me? I see me over here, so that's good. All right. Technical issues aside, maybe it was just my computer. Works on the app, so hey. Let me go ahead and give a shout out to the new followers. I'll just check over here, I suppose. What did we have? We had... Let me see. I like to give a shout out to the followers. We had Abman136 and then Chinny Bob. New followers, new killdozers here in the Dozer Den. Thank you so much for following. I appreciate you. You can see and hear me just fine. Chat is working well. Good deal. Just making sure. And there I go, repeating for some strange reason. It's something I've picked up along the way while doing these shows. It's like an echo. I'm not really sure why. But anyways, guys, we have some topics tonight. Believe it or not, we actually have some topics. I will squirrel from time to time. If you think I squirrel a lot here, I squirrel in real life too. Might be one of those guys that has a bunch of half-finished things and couple books that I've been working on for God knows how long, shows that I will watch a few episodes here, watch a few episodes there. I'm all over the place. But we have some topics. The first topic we are going to get into, the Marine Le Pen conviction. She has been sentenced to like 5 years or something like that, or 2 years. It's kind of interesting the way they're doing it. They've sentenced her to jail or prison, I suppose. But 2 of it's going to be I guess she's already got credit for it or commuted or something like that. I forgot. We'll read through the specifics in the article, but 2 of it is going to be like already observed or something like that, and then 2 of it can be done with a freaking ankle monitor. And what's it for? For embezzlement. Turns out, from the sound of it, it's a bunch of bullshit. They're saying that she misappropriated funds when it's not the case, like EU funds or something like that for her campaign. From the sound of it, it's a bunch of garbage. And it's a disturbing trend going on when it comes to anti-establishment, quote unquote far right politicians. France isn't the only place. We have Romania, we have Pakistan, we have Brazil with Bolsonaro, America with Trump. They are doing the global homo elite is going as hard as they can with lawfare against anybody who would be outside of the establishment, outside of the general consensus. And this is going to have to stop. or we're going to end up seeing uprisings because the people need their voices to be heard. The people need this. And when they see a system that is consistently going after just one side, they're going to realize that the system is fucked. And they are going to push hard against it. They are going to reject the establishment power structure that is trying to squash the will of the people. When you try to squash the will of the people will eventually fight back. And I don't want accelerationism, but I do want people in these countries to stand up for themselves. And I just hope people are prepared for that. If they keep doing this, it's going to eventually happen. They almost did it here in America. They almost got Trump. The playbook of what happened in Brazil, like the parallels between what went on in Brazil and what they did with Trump, is insane. Absolutely insane. Gen X Son X says, what it means is all the elections have always been rigged and people are waking up to it. So now they're outright creating false crimes. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have people on, hell, I was watching Crowder and he had, the Mug Club Undercover. They had people that were involved in the cases against Trump that literally said, no, there's no case here. It's complete bullshit. But we're trying to make him a convict so that he can't run. It's like, they literally admit it. But the thing is, normies and lefties, they have their heads so far up their fucking asses that there's no way that they're ever going to hear anything besides the sound of their own flatulence. And it there are some. My buddy that I thought I might just be done with him because he was a fucking ass after Trump got elected. He was a dick. And I'm just like, bro, you do you then. Like, if you can't handle a discussion where we disagree on some things, but he and I actually agree on quite a lot. I'm not a conservative. I'm not. Now, there are some things that I lean pretty fucking hard right on, and there are some things that I lean fairly left on. For instance, don't really give a fuck what you do with your genitalia as long as you leave it between consenting adults and you keep it out of the public eye. Don't give a shit. I don't care what you do in your bedroom, just leave it in your bedroom and don't try to influence the children. Very fucking simple. Don't care. I don't care if you want to get married. I don't think you should be able to force a damn preacher to make to hold the ceremony or force a damn business owner to make a cake for you. I think that's silly. I think you let the people determine if they're going to support that career, support that business. I think that's the very simple and natural way to let things happen. I don't like it when the government gets involved in things that it shouldn't be involved in. I would like as little government as possible. So that's why I call myself independent/libertarian. I've never considered myself a conservative fully. Like I said, there's things, I've got my youngest brother is gay as fuck. He is so gay, flamingly, like lights shit on fire as he walks by gay. And he's my little bro, and I don't give a fuck. As long as he's not trying to fuck with kids, I don't give a shit. And he's not. He's one of the normal gays that's not trying to put the shit down your throat. He cringes at the freaking crazies. But Rumble is getting smashed at the moment. Can't get my other browser to open. Damn. Neurodiversion 1, awesome mod in the chat. What is up? Trish with a little whoosh, slap of the beach. That right there, guys. For $5 a month, you get access to that amazing. Look at the jiggle physics of that emote. Look at the jiggle physics. It's amazing, guys. That right there. One of the subscriber-only emotes. And your name gets lit up in the most beautiful shade of MAGA red. Bubble Trump. Bubble Trump is in the right side of the shot. Well, my right side. Your left side, I suppose, of the shot today. They need to start being arrested or they will keep doing it. Yes, that's the thing. They're the ones that are in charge of the justice system. And therein lies the dilemma. The people are going to have to rise up. And I said it the other day. I don't give a fuck if anyone's offended by this. People in the UK, your native population in the UK, anybody watching over there, I'm absolutely advocating for you to fucking rise up and take over your fucking government and take your country back. Absolutely. You're at that spot. If that shit happened in our country, you're damn right. It's time to say fuck it. And we're going to go ahead and implement the fucking constitution. And whenever the damn structure is not currently representing the people, it's not representing the will of the people, it must be shirked off. Fucking gone. UK, the people should absolutely get some fucking nuts and take their shit back. Because what they do, going into a person's house, arresting a mother and father in front of their goddamn children because they said some things about a school on an app is absolutely fucking ludicrous, and it should never be allowed. In a society, in a Western European society that advocates for what is considered to be free expression and free speech, that's okay if you're on the left and you're wanting to fucking show a fucking random crazy fucker on a damn leash walking like a dog. That's okay, freedom of expression. But if you criticize a school, if you do that in Britain, you're fucked and you're going to be arrested in front of your children. And at that point, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fight, and you're going to have to fucking take me out. I'm not going willingly at that point. You can eat shit with your fucking billy clubs, you little faggots. Fuck you. No. Absolutely fucking unacceptable that anybody is allowing that shit to happen. That should be a public uprising for that shit. There should be a pushback, and it hopefully doesn't get violent. Hopefully they just realize that you guys actually mean business and want your damn country to be your country. It's crazy. Crazy. Rant time. Yeah, there was a rant. It just bothers me. It really bothers me, especially with the parent one. That really pissed me off. When I saw that, uh, arresting parents in front of their kids because they criticized a school. Did they threaten to burn the school? No. Well, then fuck off. Absolutely unacceptable. And a country that allows it, well, if you continue to allow it, well, you get what you fucking get. You lose your cultural identity, you lose your homogeneity, and you know what? That's what you get. And it sucks because it's the frog in the boiling pot. With this stuff that's going on, with like France and Romania and stuff like that, the frogs. And when I mentioned frogs in the boiling pot, I didn't realize that people call the French frogs. It's kind of mean, but I didn't realize that people would take it that way when I made a post online about it on X. But it's the frog in the boiling pot analogy. When the water is allowed to increase, the temperature is increased incrementally and just slowly, the frog will sit there and be cooked alive. But with what they are doing, with these moves they are taking, I think they've increased the temperature just a little bit too quickly, and you have enough people that are going, whoa, wait a second. This is getting kind of fucking hot. I think I'm going to hop on out this pot. And I think we're getting to that point where there's more and more people that are willing to speak up and say, yeah, we're in a boiling pot, guys. Let's hop out. We're going to die if we don't. That's where I think we might be at. At least I hope that's where we're heading. And I hope it's in the right way, and I hope we're able to use the processes that are available for us without having to resort to violence in these other countries. I don't think we're close to that in America. Right now, I think we're doing okay. Things are looking up in certain aspects. They're not looking up in other aspects as far as free speech is concerned with the fucking shilling to the state of Israel. And if you did... No, free speech means free speech. I don't agree with anti-Semites, and I don't like the people that are anti-Semitic. I don't. But the problem with it is, the point of freedom of speech is you are supposed to be able to you have to defend even the speech that you find abhorrent, because if not, they're coming for you next. When you are on the other side of that Overton window, they will come for you for being a normal person and saying the normal things, like, for instance, men shouldn't be in women's restrooms. Just saying. Yes, to the French love pot. Bob of Atlantis. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Oh, let me check on my pill.net chat. Guys, we are streaming currently to Rumble, Locals, the dozerden.locals.com. Check it out. There's the link. Thanks so much, Trish. We are streaming to the CommieTube, YouTube. We are streaming to X. Hopefully my stream will actually show up today instead of just the link. We'll see. I'll check on it real quick. We'll check on my X peeps. Because we do have people that watch us over there on X when they get a chance to actually look at our video. Let's hope it's actually working tonight. We did break 3,600, by the way, guys. Also, Discord link right there. Check it out. We have a pretty decent little community starting to build up there in the Discord. We try to ignore the fact that Discord is run by, some less than reputable individuals at times. But Yanni Fangs, Bill, you son of a, I'm gonna catch you live. But I've been late to work every time I've tried watching after your late time slot. East Coast wakes up early. I'm gonna I'm finna get fired on account of you. Well, dang, Yanni Fangs. I'm sorry. Thanks so much for joining, anyways, though. I won't let you go. I'll hook you in. I'll hook you in. You'll just be there. You'll be stuck. You'll be watching the Dozer Den until midnight, which is in about an hour for you, isn't it? Yep. Yep. Thanks for joining. And thanks for being a monthly supporter, Yanni Fangs. To all my monthly supporters, thank you so freaking much for your continued support. I don't deserve it, but I sure do appreciate it. And I hope you feel like you're getting your money's worth. We are streaming 4 days a week now, guys. And if you keep showing, you got to go to Betty Bye. love you, son. Rest well, Yanni Fangs. Don't forget to smash that like button while you're here. Let me check and see. Let's see. We were at 8 likes the last I checked. Let's see if that's gotten any better, because I know we can get more likes. I know we can. We're going to get there, guys. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Rumble's struggling on the app too now. Uh-oh. Rest well, Yanni Fangs. Appreciate you, bud. There it is. Oh, man. Yeah, it still shows 8. I'll throw a like on there. Because why not like your own stuff, right? Why not? But yeah, we're going to talk in detail about that. We've got an article. We've got her response. She's not happy and apparently plans on appealing. So there at least our like button isn't working for you. Damn. Nope, it says already voted this comment up. Well, Rumble, come on now. Let's hope the payments don't screw up, because apparently we're supposed to get a little bit of a check. Guys, I am in the Rumble Creator Program, so I have to get 5 hours of premium. I don't think we're going to do a premium hour tonight. I don't think, but I'm not 100% sure, because there is a really cool conversation that I saw with Michael Knowles and a guy talking about like spirits and demons and stuff like that. Really freaking cool topic. So that might be in the chamber for a premium hour and a half or so. I'm going to comment on it, because I'm not just going to fade off to the side and not have my own, commentary on things. I get it. Those who do just share the content, but if you're not providing commentary on it, it's not your content. It's not. If you're not providing a little bit of something about it, whether it be popping in every now and then, if you've got an issue with the not being able to have your window up or something like that, if you're not popping in and discussing the issues and expanding upon some of the topics that you're covering, because when I share something, I it took us what 5 streams to get that Mike Benz interview done on Rogan, because there was so much information, and there were so many times where I wanted to stop and just either rant about something or kind of muse about something. And I think it's if you're just not part of it. Oh yeah, the green check mark is back in chat. Is it now? Is it green or is it let me see. Oh, yep. It's just back to green. So they took away the blue check marks. Well, I kind of don't like that. I liked my blue check mark. Felt special. Nice blue check mark. Nobody else had the blue check mark. Oh well. It's whatever. I am in the creator program this month. I do have the little thing. So yeah, we'll get it. You're on the app and you're fine. Good deal. It was struggling for a second. I think Rumble sometimes has regional updates, and certain regions might struggle. So I don't know, but yep. So yeah, I'm probably not going to do a premium hour tonight, but I do have to get 5 hours of premium. I am probably going to do might do a workout stream. I only got a little bit of a workout before the stream today. Just couple sets of 20 with curls. Something to get my blood flowing. Mooch love. Yanni Fangs, you're being a dork. Let's see. All right, let me check and see if the website's working again, because I do know that there are quite a few people that like to watch. Oh, what's up, Debatable, over there on pill.net? Thanks for your support over there. We had quite a few people from the raid from what was it? What's the name? Singing Pretty. And then we had Lady Anon followed us over there. Thank you so much for the support, guys, on pill.net. Let me pop that chat out so that I don't have to keep looking over to the right, and I can minimize that. There we go. Good to see you, Debatable. All right. Good deal, good deal. Okay, I think we're getting things running. Let me check on the X machine real quick. If you haven't followed me on X, by the way, like I said, we just hit 3,600 followers, slowly clawing our way to relevance, or at least trying to. 3612, nice. I just wish the stream would be showing up. It is alive! Oh my goodness gracious, X, you have shown grace upon me tonight. Thank you. Now more people will actually be able to watch my stream, because when it's just a link, nobody watches. Nobody watches. So I'm really, really glad. Hi, all the X people. Thank you. Appreciate you watching. Gonna go ahead and share this out to the places. Live in the Dozer Den. Bam. And I will do all my shares later. And if you're watching on X, consider following me on Rumble as well. I have a goal. I want to hit that 1,000 mark. We're at 832 on Rumble. So close, guys. I can taste it. 168 more awesome killdozers are just waiting to join the army. Metaphorical army, Fed Boys. We're having ourselves a good time, though. Appreciate you guys joining me today. I'm gonna pin it like the tail on the donkey to the top of the profile. Bam, it is pinned. Absolutely what we needed. I'm so glad that it is actually showing the damn video window whenever it doesn't. What's up, Julian Delfiki? Nice to see you, bud. Appreciate you joining. Glad you're here, man. And glad you are here. Glad everybody is here. Guys, I sincerely appreciate you watching whenever you may be watching. If it's morning, evening, afternoon, night, day, whatever time it may be, wherever you may be, thanks for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Hope you are having yourself a damn good time. Infotainment. That's the name of the show. It's the name of the game here on the Dozer Den. We do a little information. We do it in an entertaining way, hopefully. And yeah. We do have some more stuff. We have a Massey Minute that we're going to get to tonight, guys. We do have a Massey Minute that is pretty freaking great. Talking about some good stuff on Capitol Hill. There was a lot going on Capitol Hill today. Anna Paulina Luna was getting people all riled up, talking about, parents coming back and being able to vote proxy. And there's the debate on whether or not that's constitutional. From the sound of it, no, it's not. You probably need to be there to vote. And that opens up a big can of worms after you have a child. To the ladies, after you've had a child, are you in the best mindset to be making decisions that controls legislation for the country? Even the males, even the husband. Would I say that I was in the best mind frame? Should I even be considering messing with my work? After I've been there with my wife, we've gone through. It's a process. It's a damn process, and it's something that is very, very impactful for the male too. Not to the extent to the woman, but for the woman, you've birthed a living being out of you. It has come out of you. The physical stuff, the mental stuff. Do you really need to be casting a vote on legislation? I would argue no. You probably shouldn't be. Now, do I think that you should? I don't know what the time frames were, because one of the things that I saw today was, and it's you completely losing using your fucking kid as a damn prop. But it made the point, and I respect the working mom kind of aspect. But honestly, we shouldn't be in a society where the mom feels like she has to work and doesn't feel like she has to come back to work right after having a kid. You should be able to take a fucking year off, in my opinion. Like, you should be. I think it would be lovely if we had a society that valued motherhood and embraced motherhood and celebrated motherhood in a way that it made it much easier for women to stay home with their damn kids. And if we had a society that didn't push for women to be in the workforce in the way that they do, even if they don't want to be, which a lot of women don't. Lady Dozer, she would love to be a stay-at-home mom, but I can't make that happen right now, sadly. I hate that, but I can't. And a lot of people can't nowadays. The way that our society has developed since the 60s and 70s, it has gone further and further away from the nuclear structure. And, women are convinced that they need to be doing the same thing as men. And that's not how it's supposed to work. Men are the providers. Men are supposed to be the leaders. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you have a situation where women can stay, your wife can stay home. If she wants to stay home, God bless you. God bless you. Let's see, PPD, all women go through it after childbirth for yes, absolutely. All the hormones. All the freaking hormones. I don't want you voting. I'm sorry. And even the men, like, you're not in the right. I couldn't could I in all honesty say that after the birth of my children, would I have been in the right mindset to look through legislation, a lengthy, um, well prepared, quote unquote, bill, and then decide how my constituents would want me to vote? Nah, no, I'm focused on my freaking kids. I'm focused on my wife. I am there in that moment. I don't give a fuck about my work. I've been in a lucky situation where I've been able to take quite a decent chunk of time off with my wife for each child. And I appreciate the fuck out of that because it provided for bonding with my new kids. It provided for support that I was able to give to my wife because she needed it because of all the hormone dump that you have from that, the baby blues, postpartum depression, postpartum, they're well. I don't think she ever, Lady Dozer never experienced postpartum psychosis, but she sure did have the postpartum depression there for a minute. And most women do. Most women have a little bit of that. And that's okay. Nobody should be ashamed of that. But you should be able to have your partner there with you to help. That's what I think, anyways. I was there. I was able to. And if you're not able to, I get it. If you're not able to, I'm not mad at you for that. But I think we should value that in society. I think we should value parenthood, value motherhood, value involved fathers. If we can send fucking billions and billions and trillions of dollars to shit that doesn't affect our country, why not have it set up to where if you needed to, you could have a little bit extra if you needed it? Maybe in a grant setting, or maybe in a situation where our society doesn't have it, set up to where it's almost impossible for a one income household. That'd be kind of cool. Technically, we as men birthed that same child out of our urethra, and that has nowhere near the expansive capability as vaginal canal. So we are totally equal in birth. Yanni Fangs, go to sleep. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, huh? I mean, honestly, it's like millions. We shoot forth millions of potential beings. Trish one, I agree with Bill Dozer. I don't have to worry about that anymore. There you go. There you go. But yeah, Anna Paulina Luna. It was a contentious discussion, and people were mad at her because she's siding with the left. I think at a certain point you should maybe be able to do if you can read through the legislation, if you're like on maternity leave or paternity leave and you're taking care of your kid, I think at a certain point, maybe like after a couple weeks or something, if you want to vote on something, maybe if you can demonstrate that you've read the bill. But how many of those fucking lawmakers actually read their damn bills? They don't. They get their pork added in there and they get their freaking tag-alongs and they get their little pet projects in there, and then that's what they're voting for. They're not really reading all those damn pages. They got their staffers doing their work for them a lot of the time too, but are they really getting a good digestion of the concept of the bill and all the bullshit that goes along with it? Not really. No, they're really not. Lord of the Ree, more storms tomorrow, Dozer. I'm aware. We're going to get 11 fucking inches of rain here. I don't want it. I don't want it. I was going to probably DoorDash tomorrow because it's just what you got to do nowadays. Yeah, I probably won't be able to DoorDash if it's going to be getting hairy. Gonna have to probably end up in the damn shoe closet again with the kids. Yeah, that sucked. Not looking forward to the storms. Not at all. Our landlord had a tree service come out and take down any limbs that could get knocked down by the wind. It's supposed to be just as bad as the last one. Yeah, the one from a couple weeks ago. Yanni Fang said, okay, you push out that next child. I was about to say, last night, I talked about how amazed by women. Amazed by women I am. After seeing, being there and being involved and being like a coach and like holding up a leg and shit, I was in it. All right? I was in it. Well, that happened 9 months before that, but I was in the situation. And yeah, I sure as hell couldn't do that. I mean, I have trouble with big shit sometimes. I couldn't push out a kid. Fuck that. Women are amazing. Like, the fact that y'all can do that is fucking insane. Like, you literally grow life and then expel it from your loin, like boom, baby. It's awesome. You ladies rock. Yeah, Neuro, you missed it. King of Biltong and Queen of Biltong both were here, and I already did the ad read. It's not an ad read. I just talk about the fucking product because it's delicious, and I read off the ingredients because I actually like it and I think it's really tasty and I enjoy it. But yes, check it out, guys. We had a celebrity in the chat and his lovely, lovely Queen of Biltong. They were hanging out. They're sending me some more Angus. It's on the way. It'll be here Thursday. I can make this last. I can make this bag last. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. It's really good stuff. If you haven't tried it already, you definitely should. And use Dozer, Dozer, for the promo code. 10% off, guys. You were trapped by Rumble? No. Women are insane in the best way possible. Absolutely. You're right. I'd be a little insane if I did that. I told my wife, I said, hell, if I could share half the pregnancy with you, I would. I would fucking share the pregnancy. If it was physically possible for like you to do half, I do half, I'd do it. But that's not happening, and it's an empty promise because it can't happen. So I have no real risk there. So I can say that pretty flippantly. Traps are gay, Neuro. Oh man. Second topic of the evening, guys. We are going to talk about chemtrails. If you saw from the thumbnail, we have chemtrail talk. Apparently, the Trump administration has been quietly working, and Bobby Kennedy Jr. has been quietly actually working on a task force to address the chemtrail issue. I did not expect it to actually be starting to get worked on, but it would be really nice if they could go ahead and address the skies, because they're absolutely spreading shit in the sky. It's geoengineering. It's. I mean, we could go ahead and put the hat on. One could hypothesize that sometimes when these bouts of flu and other things just hit certain communities, if you look up at the skies and you see an increased activity of chemtrails, and most of them, there are chemtrails. They are absolutely adjusting the weather with these things. They're not supposed to turn into clouds, but they do. But we have a clip from I forgot the name of the damn guy, but really good discussion about chemtrails and what this administration is doing. Yeah, that stuff used not to be a thing. They'd be like, oh well, the plane traffic's has increased quite a lot. If we saw a chemtrail, little trail, contrail, some of them are, but if we saw one of those for every single plane, it would be a lot different looking sky. They're making clouds. They're adjusting the weather. They absolutely manipulate the weather with these things. And I think they're honestly manipulating the people as well in certain ways. Could be through illnesses. Could be through different chemical exposure that causes complacency. I don't know. There's a lot to think about with it. Aluminum, barium, and strontium. Sometimes lithium after Katrina. After Katrina. Yep. Bill Gates for prison. Abso-fucking-lutely. He wants to block out the sun, guys. Bill Gates. That Malthusian bastard. I don't like it. I don't like him. I think he should go back to making computer viruses instead of people viruses. Yep. Indeed. Trish one, don't think I won't do that. Not feeling like it tonight. Glad you guys are having a good time in the chat. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature, and that's how you end up with what was it? Not India, but the was it India? It might have been. No, the one that's really, really with all the freaking rich folk there. Why am I blanking on the name of this damn country or city? Bill Gates is a faggot. Yes, I agree. But damn it, it's really they've got all the big Bugattis and like supercars and like billionaires living there. Not India, but one close to it. Shit. Oh well, it'll come to me at some point. But they had they manipulated the weather and ended up with massive flooding. Absolutely massive flooding. Like 100-year type flooding because they had adjusted the weather for a sporting event or something like that. They wanted a really good weather for a sporting event, so they literally did some weather manipulation, was spraying shit in the air, and ended up with the insane flooding as a result. So, you know what you're saying, but I don't remember either. Damn it. You caught the confusion. You caught the mind fog. Was it COVID? Yeah. Yeah. Not Sri Lanka. Bali? No. Abu Dhabi. Yes, I think that's right. I'm pretty sure you're right, Bob of Atlantis. I'm pretty sure it was Abu Dhabi. I think. No. But anyways, there was some weather manipulation that was involved, and it resulted in some bad things for them. So, I don't think it was UAE. I don't think it was the UAE. It's been a while. I've slept since then. What's up, No Fucks Given? Good to see you. I didn't even see you pop up in chat there. It says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, No Fucks Given. I'm going to go ahead and just say it as I think it's the dyslexia. It has taken hold. Oh, man. Let's see. Oh, guys, I forgot. We are on BitChute and Pill.net as well. Forgot to include those. So we are growing wherever we may have the opportunity. I don't even check on my YouTube views anymore. Guys, I thought about this. I thought about stopping live streaming on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like live streams. So I thought about just doing my live streams everywhere else and maybe turn my YouTube into a clip channel and just post clips from the Rumble streams to YouTube. I don't know. It's a thought, I suppose. But so we're going to talk about the chemtrails, and then we are going to talk about the case of Abrego-Garcia. He's the Salvadorian fellow, father of a 5-year-old. Oh, so sad. Deported to El Salvador, from what I understand. And they said it was a clerical error or something like that. The way the media is portraying it, they're making it sound like he was just this innocent little migrant, illegal alien, who was just there and not actually a member of MS-13. No, it turns out there's a lot of evidence that shows that he's a member of. Oh, you had to ask Google, but Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE. Well, no shit. I think it was Abu Dhabi. Fuck, I'm gonna look it up now. Okay, I'm curious. Historic flooding, Abu Dhabi. Maybe that's what it was. Was it Abu Dhabi? Yep, it was. No, wait, that was 2024. I guess it was Abu Dhabi. Because I remember them talking about the damn supercars floating down the street. Well, my geography knowledge was slightly off. Thanks for the correction, guys. I appreciate you. United Arab Emirates is Dubai. Dubai's the main city that got flooded. That's close. That's exactly right. Lord of the Ree got it. Lord of the Ree, ding, 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 ding. You win. What do you win? My thanks. Intrinsic motivation. That should be enough. That should be enough, Lord of the Ree. Yes. It was Dubai, the main city that got flooded. Dubai. You see what I'm talking about? Very close. Very close. A tall building, a fake island shaped like a palm tree. Oh, Lord. Got something stuck in my teeth. Was it the biltong? It's because I did a good flossing before I brushed my teeth earlier. Yep. There's a piece there for later. I'm going to get it. Not now, but later. So yeah. We're going to talk about the illegal alien who was mistakenly sent to El Salvador. I don't think it was a mistake. I think he deserved to get what he got. And oh yeah, he had a 5-year-old. And you're an MS-13 gang member. I don't give a shit. Your wife or your baby mama was a citizen. Your kid's a citizen. They'll be okay. There are structures in place to help. You, on the other hand, man, you were illegal and you were part of a gang that is violent and does horrendous shit. So yeah, you don't need to be in this country. And as Caroline Levitt said, you're part of a terrorist organization. And when you're part of a terrorist organization, you don't have any fucking rights. Get the fuck out. Yep. Some Lord of the Ree. It was some inconsequential sandbox town. Oh, the sandbox. Well, I guess would that be called the sandbox? Kinda. I don't know. Again, my geography knowledge is just failing me ever so slightly. Ever so slightly, guys. Oh man. But yeah, and then we have a palate cleanser topic again tonight. A good one. We have a good palate cleanser topic. We have a wiener dog. A wiener got lost in the bush, guys, for 18 months. That's a long time for a wiener to be lost in the bush. Just saying. Just saying, guys. How did that happen? How did that happen? That little fucker, that little dachshund, took off in Australia and ended up roaming about through the wild and managed to live and then was able to reunite with the family. It's a happy story. It's what we're going to end the show on later tonight. We do have a massive minute that we will get into at some point talking about various things that Congress can do to address these bullshit judges with their absolute just disregard for Article 2 of the Constitution, which pretty much lines out the duties and powers of the president. They're acting like Article 2 doesn't exist. And I think I heard a number earlier that up to 30% of all global injunctions or expansive injunctions against a president have been done against President Trump. This has to stop. And I see people on the left saying, well, when he disregards a judge's rulings, which ones? The fact that he didn't turn the damn plane around mid-flight with the fucking illegals, that's what you're fucking pissed off about? Fuck you, lefties. For that shit, go fuck yourself. That judge is a goddamn hack. Those fucking black robes don't mean a damn thing anymore to me. They don't mean a fucking thing. Mr. Scott Awesome. Yes, it was Dubai. Ooh, lampposts do exist. It is a big sandbox. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. I think Colin Hay wrote a song about that. Guys, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, what are you waiting for? Smash it hard. Do all the things that you need to do. There it is. Rumble's back up. We're good now. Let's see. All right, we got 15, and we got one dislike. Well, to the one person who disliked, thank you, I suppose. Black robes and blue balls. You came in late. Well, sometimes you come in late. Sometimes you come in early. If you come in early, well, sometimes it's not as fun. Sometimes you got to come a little bit later. We talk about stuff and things here. Stuff and things. Enunciation is important, guys. Let's go ahead and dive in to the first topic. Not sure what we're talking about, Mr. Scott Awesome. Neither am I. We're going to go ahead and get into the first topic. We're going to talk about Marine Le Pen being sentenced to jail. Absolutely insane. 4-year jail term. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. You've got freaking, what is it? I took a screenshot of this earlier. What is it? It was Brazil, America, Romania, Canada with, I guess, Maxime Bernier. Was he prosecuted? I can't remember. We have France and Pakistan. All anti-establishment, quote-unquote, far-right individuals. What's up there, Ham Solo? Thanks for the repost and the red pill over there on pill.net. This trend has to stop. It can't continue as it is, or society will break down across the world. And I don't necessarily want to see that. What's up, Lion Dog 17 with the red pill over there? Had to look around Trump, old Bobble Trump over here to see that over there to the side. Let me see here. Did I hear about the new ocean life? Son of a gun, go away. No ocean life discovered after a glacier broke off. Well, no, I didn't, Lord of the Ree. That's a cool topic we might leave to the end of the show. Or at some point, maybe in between stories, just to get a little bit of a palate cleanser between things. Betwixt, as some might say. No, that's not where I wanted to go. We wanted to go to bookmarks. There it is. I don't remember if Bernier was prosecuted. I'm pretty sure that's Bernier, isn't it? So we got France, Marine Le Pen, Romania. I forgot his name, but he was not allowed. America, of course, Trump. Canada, is that Maxime Bernier? I'm fairly sure it is. Then Brazil, Bolsonaro. I forgot his name. It's a problem, though. It's a problem. They that's why I said the global homo elite push on. X didn't like that comment. Ah, there we go. Gen X on X. Melissa Dawn. Globalist agenda. Elections were always rigged. Sure is what it feels like. Sure is what it you know, when the people rise up and realize that the system has been rigged and they push forward and there is an organic movement and that goes against the systematic control rather, that's when you end up with some fireworks. Oh, Krigler covered it earlier. I'll have to check that out. Sounds cool. Looks like that commie judge won the race in Wisconsin. Fuck. Republicans and MAGA didn't get out to vote. Well, you know what would have been nice if people like fucking Ben Shapiro would have actually talked about it with their millions and millions of followers on X, and if you had a bunch of big conservative influencers that had way more clout than say like the Quartering or Scott Presler even. Scott Presler, God bless that man. I he actually gave me a follow after this comment, but I said, dude, I appreciate the shit out of you, like going out and doing what you're doing. You ever find yourself in Southeast Missouri, you need yourself a meal, the wife and I got you. You need a couch to sleep on, the wife and I got you, man. Like, freaking respect, mad respect for Scott Presler going out, and I don't give a shit that he's gay. I don't. Dude is freaking pushing the envelope when it comes to getting out the vote. And sadly, there's a lot in the fucking GOP and the damn, they don't. They're worried about this squabbly bullshit on Capitol Hill about fucking this and that. And it's like, how about we look at a freaking really important case here of the Wisconsin judge, apparently a fucking commie, that literally has said they are going to gerrymander to let the left have power. How is that allowed when you're literally admitting that that's what you're going to do? Excuse me. No. Damn it, neurodivergent one, that sucks. Rumble was struggling earlier, Mr. Scott Awesome. I don't know what the deal was, but it was struggling. If they've been convicted of crimes and had their due process deportation and as a consequence of the resolution of due process. Yep. Hopefully they do this, they can do trials in El Salvador. I don't like this idea of prison without any sort of trial. Well, there's I mean, if you're here in the country illegally, you need to go back to your country, and whatever your home country wants to do with you, I really don't give a shit. Don't come here illegally. You don't have the same deference as far as I'm concerned when it comes to, if it can be shown that you came here illegally, then fuck off. Now, I definitely get the concern. I do. But yeah, Scott's like 7 feet tall. The dude's like was towering over the Quartering, and he's a big guy. So yeah, gonna need a bigger couch. But yeah, big con. Yeah, Daily Wire didn't freaking come out, and Ben Shapiro didn't come out. Candace Owens, she didn't come out and talk about this race. What was she doing? She's got a huge following. Why wasn't this all over the fucking place? This should have been all over the place. This was a very important election for this Supreme Court judge in Wisconsin. And apparently they're fucked. So, which is going to lead to us being fucked. Just frustrating. Downright frustrating. Speaking of the frustrating stuff, Marie Le Pen has been banned from standing for office for 5 years and sentenced to a 4-year jail term. How convenient. They did the same shit to Bolsonaro. They're doing the thing, like, they literally, it's the same playbook that they're implementing everywhere, guys. They do not. I know. Yes, April 8th, I believe, Lord of the Ree. You are correct. I need to get my ballot reviewed and look at who all is on the ballot. Yeah, I'm fairly sure the municipal elections are April 8th. Yes. Let me check real quick, just to make sure. I'm fairly sure it's April 8th. And I make sure to vote in my local elections because I care. And if you want to focus on changing things up, you do it from the ground up, in my opinion. You change things, you trickle up. I think if we get involved at the local, the county, the state, I think eventually that's going to trickle up to the federal. That's what I think. I think if you get involved in your local stuff, talk to your school board members, figure out who the hell they are, what kind of freaking perspectives they have. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Yep, April 8th, General Municipal Election Day. Yep. My polling station is a beautiful old church half a mile from me. Mine is a school. So I get to talk to the school board members right there. That was pretty cool. I've had some good conversations with them. Almost had to go and have some do a presentation for the school board about some really bad things that were going on. And I'll be like, hey, I can be informative. I can educate the hell out of you guys if you need me to. People want to bitch and moan and complain, but they won't get off their asses to change things. Just vote. Just vote. I thought that the turnout was going to be insane. They were hyping it up like the turnout was insane for the Republicans. But the sad thing is, people don't get as excited about their local elections. They focus on the presidential elections because of the blood sports, because of the Super Bowl effect. They don't focus on the freaking, excuse me, the games, the just grind games during the season. Those are important. And these games, these political games, I'm using a sports analogy, yes, but these local and uh, these judges, they matter, and your voice matters in this instance. So yeah, they do, Lord of the Ree. Yeah, they do. Yeah, there you go. Cool deal, Lord of the Ree. Looks like absolutely make sure you get involved in your local politics, guys, because the national stuff is important, yes, but make sure you get involved in your local stuff, because if you don't, then guess who will? The left. The commie fags will absolutely take over your little towns. They will take over your cities. They will fuck with your school system. They will infiltrate, because that is part of the Marxist fucking playbook. The commies infiltrate at all fucking levels, and you have to head them off. Get involved. Be active in the process at all levels that you can. It's important to help stop shit like this from continuing. Far right, they say. Leader says she will appeal ruling that jeopardizes her plan to run in the 2027 presidential elections. Currently, she's favored. And the way polls go, I mean, we're a couple years out, so, they could go completely the other way. But it kind of sounds like they might not. French far-right leader Marine Le Pen, and I spelled Le Pen wrong earlier. Somebody corrected me on X. Thank you to the person who corrected me on X. I appreciate the correction. My bad to all the other places where it is still LA space PEN. It's LE space PEN. She's been banned from standing for office for 5 years with immediate effect and sentenced to jail after being convicted of embezzling EU funds. Monday's court ruling, which remakes France's political landscape, is likely to block Le Pen from running in the 2027 presidential election, for which she was one of the favorites, spelled like the fags do. Le Pen, who left the Paris courtroom before her sentence was announced and muttered the word unbelievable under her breath, has said she will appeal. With the populist right on the rise in much of Europe and President Emmanuel Macron, centrist forces deprived of their parliamentary majority in last year's legislative elections, the three-time presidential candidate had hoped to finally secure power in the 2027 contest, but they can't have that. They can't have somebody outside the left establishment actually getting a little bit of power. So, but yeah. Although the 5-year electoral ban will begin immediately, Le Pen's 4-year jail sentence would only begin once no further legal recourse remains. 2 years of the sentence could be served under surveillance, wearing an ankle bracelet, while the 2 further years are suspended. So it's like, okay, it's like a suspended imposition of sentence, I suppose. Um, all right. Le Pen was also fined 100,000 euros. It is necessary to ensure that elected officials do not benefit from preferential treatment. She didn't, said Chief Judge Benedict de Perthuis? I don't fucking know. In justifying the imposition of an immediate ban. Find a way to justify your bullshit, Judge. You're not a neutral arbiter either. Le Pen's ability to run in 2027 will depend on the duration of the appeal process and its ultimate outcome. This marks a major turning point in French political life, said Bruno Quatre, a political scientist at Sciences Po University in Paris, arguing that Le Pen's 29-year-old protege, Jordan Bardella, would now have to run in her place. Mr. Cotteret added that Le Pen had been one of the two frontrunners for the presidency, along with centrist former Prime Minister Edouard Philippe, who trailed far behind her in a poll published on Sunday. So the polls are wishy-washy at times, but today, it is not only Marine Le Pen who is being unjustly condemned, it is French democracy that is being executed. Mr. Bardella posted on X. The court found that a system of fake contracts and jobs helped Le Pen's national rally. RN party siphon off about 4.4 million of EU funds for its operations in France. Another 24 RN elected officials, including 9 former members of the European Parliament, were tried for similar offenses alongside Le Pen, who was an MEP between 2004 and 2016. These were fake contracts. Really? Were they? The chief judge said as she read out the verdict. She added that while there was no personal enrichment, for the ex-MEPs involved, they benefited from a certain financial comfort. So what are you convicting them of? You said that they embezzled and they received personal benefit from it, but then you say there's no personal enrichment. What the fuck are you talking about, Judge? As well as financial help to the party. All 9, and here's the thing. Everybody is doing this in these parties. If you're going to go ahead and do this to Marine Le Pen, you have to go after everybody else, right? Right? Or are we going to be inconsistent in our application of the law like we fucking always are because you got to go after the right and you can't ever go after the establishment lefty faggots? No, we can't. No, we've got to keep the power structure what it is, guys. Ugh. All 9 of the ex-MEPs were also found guilty, while the rulings for other staffers. Thanks so much for the repost in the red pill over there, Chops ITMC. I appreciate the support over there on pill.net. And party officials vary depending on their level of involvement. The court's verdict was attacked by figures including Matteo Salvini, Italy's far-right deputy prime minister, and Elon Musk, a key ally of U.S. President Donald Trump. When the radical left can't win via democratic vote, they abuse the legal system to jail their opponents. Mr. Musk posted on X. That's absolutely true. It's what they're doing. It is absolutely lawfare, and it has to stop. Or else we're going to see, as the plebs, as the people on the ground, we're going to fucking acknowledge that the damn system is fucked. It's so fucked right now. It's been fucked. It's being shown. Here's the good thing about it. We're seeing it for what it is, and hopefully normies are going to be able to understand the shit too. I fucking hope normies are not just sticking their head in the fucking sand with this. Please, God, actually pay attention to this shit. Look at the pattern and notice shit. Where's the Epstein list? Apparently they're going through truckloads of data and terabytes and shit. I hope they're actually doing that, and I hope that they will come out with some indictments. I'm still optimistic that it can happen. I am. The entire USA is screwed right now. I don't want to say I'm not going to be blackpilled. I'm not going to be blackpilled, but with the Wisconsin judge thing, that's impactful. That's impactful. With the redistricting, could take away House members, and then could have jeopardized the House, and then you end up with the freaking impeachment of Trump again because Trump man bad. Fucking, it does not end. Here's the thing, though. If the GOP would have gotten serious about it and actually put boots on the ground, Scott Presler is only one gay man. He can only do so much. There's only so much homo power that he can put forth. Rainbow power that he can put forth into these races. Needs a little bit of help. And honestly, the GOP has not done a great job of helping him out and really giving him the resources that he probably needs. But the dude gets things done. I'll give him that. Mr. Salvini compared the sentence to the Romanian authorities' decision to exclude the former frontrunner Călin Gorgescu, I think it's Gorgescu, from the country's presidential race. This is a declaration of war by Brussels, he posted on X. We will not be intimidated. We will not stop. Dmitry Peskov, Russian President Vladimir Putin spokesman, added that more and more European capitals are going down the path of trampling democratic norms. Yes, they fucking are. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban posted, Je suis marine. But Priska Thevenot, a centrist MP from Mr. Macron's party, said Le Pen should not be above the law. Oh my God. Why don't you just go ahead and say all the fucking same shit that they said about Trump? Nobody's above the law. Everything is fine. Trust your government. Yeah, Chopside TMZ. That's right. Just everything is fine. Trust your government. Redactions. I don't know how they fix this. I don't know how these countries have been allowed to fucking do this, and until something happens, they're going to continue to do it. They until they get smacked down, metaphorically, hopefully, um, they're going to keep pushing the Overton window further and further to the left until something breaks, till that window breaks, and then the storm that comes in, guys, it's not going to look good in these countries, in my opinion. But how can they watch you vote if voting is supposed to be anonymous? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. We are in a democracy that is based on the rule of law. Fucking same damn talking points from the left here in America. There is a separation between law and politics. In reaching its decision, the court also took into account the risk of repeat offenses and a major disturbance of public order if someone who had been sentenced were allowed to run in a presidential election. Hypotheticals, potentials. That's not how it's supposed to work. And Charlene Bezina, a constitutional lawyer, said she was concerned about the broader impact this could have on the perception of democratic institutions. We're already seeing the Kremlin's reaction. She added that the sentences created a lot of pressure and distrust toward the judges and the judicial system. Well, no fucking shit. That's from the copyright. Copyright the Financial Times Limited, 2025. So yeah, no shit, it takes away the trust of the judicial system. The judicial system doesn't deserve the trust. It doesn't deserve it in the least. This system has been so bastardized, so just trampled for any sense of actual validity. It's I don't understand how they keep doing it. They won't stop until they're made to stop, and I don't want that to be through violent means. I want it to be through action and activism. But we got a clip here from Marine Le Pen. It's okay, so it's going to be we're just going to go ahead and play it. I don't feel like talking over it. She's speaking French, and the subtitles are there though, so I don't know. I think it would be kind of odd if I was saying all the things that she was saying, but we'll go ahead and play it real quick. It's just 1 minute and 40 seconds here of her. So pretty much, she's just pretty much stating that, yeah, we're going to appeal this. We're still fighting. So let's check it out.
Merci à tous. Merci de vos marques de soutien, de vos marques d'affection.
Take my video way there so you
Le
can see the
système a sorti la
subtitles.
bombe nucléaire. Et
System brought out
si
the nuclear
il
bomb.
utilise une arme aussi puissante contre nous, c'est évidemment parce que nous sommes sur le point de gagner les élections.
They're pretty much saying they're over the
Ils
target.
se disent que tout ce qu'ils ont mis en œuvre n'a pas servi et que donc peut-être faut-il passer à la vitesse
Ooh, they're going to
supérieure.
move it up a gear, she says.
Alors, les choses sont extrêmement claires, on ne se laissera pas faire. Et on ne se laissera pas faire, non pas tant pour nous défendre seulement nous-mêmes, mais pour défendre les Français qui ont le droit de voter pour qui ils le souhaitent, et puis pour défendre le pays. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, le pays est en train de vaciller. Il vacille sur ses principes, il vacille sur ses valeurs, et tous ceux qui n'ont que l'état de droit à la bouche sont en général ceux qui sont les premiers à chercher à violer cet état de droit.
Yep.
Ils nous ont volé les législatives
Hegelian
par des
dialectic.
manœuvres scandaleuses. Que les choses soient très claires, on ne laissera pas les Français se faire voler l'élection présidentielle. Et donc nous allons nous défendre, nous allons user de tous les moyens qui sont à notre disposition pour permettre aux Français de choisir leurs futurs dirigeants. Et nous allons gagner.
She's in pretty rebellious spirits. That's good to see. She's a fiery one. I like it. She's got a good Good strong stance, even in the face of this bullshit. Good strong stance. I like to see that. Oh, I'm back now. Yeah, that she went nuclear. She said the deep state may have the deep state have banned me because nothing else has worked. But we will not allow them to steal this election. We are going to defend ourselves and use all means at our disposal to ensure I can run, and we're going to win. Hell yeah, girl, get it, girl. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and check on Rumble over here and make sure things are going well, because it was struggling earlier. Hardcore. We got 18 likes. Not bad. Not bad at all. Good deal. Let's see. I have any more on Marine Le Pen? It's just frustrating. There's that there's holding the baby and doing the whole thing. I don't like that. And the baby was uncomfortable. Put the baby down. Somebody else can hold the damn baby. And there's a nursery there in Congress apparently. So like, I don't know what the whole deal is. Why was this the issue to push right now? I don't. Apparently, Mike Johnson threw a hissy fit though and shut everything down. Said votes won't be happening and sent people home. So I don't know why this was an issue right now. I, I don't know. I like Anna Polina Luna, and not just because she's easy to look at. She's a pretty fiery individual and seems to be wanting to actually affect change in a way that is outside of the establishment norm. So I like that. Don't know why this was the issue to push right now. But man, my voice is getting kind of low, kind of getting tired. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess we could blame the allergies, I suppose. I forgot to take my nasal spray. That's probably what it is. Yeah, I don't. I think after maybe a couple months or after a month, if you're still needing to stay home with your kid, if you need to vote, phone vote, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But I don't think you should be right back at it after you have a kid. I don't think you should be back after a couple days or 5 days or a week after, 2 weeks after. Honestly, no, I don't. You need to take your time, focus on your family. The proxy vote issue is something that Massey has said is unconstitutional, and from the sound of it, it is. You actually have to physically be there. They tried to get around that with the COVID stuff, and kind of did, but I don't know. But yeah, that whole Marine Le Pen thing is very concerning. It's concerning as to where things are heading on a global scale. We're lucky that we got Trump in. Even if he's not perfect, which he's not, and I'll criticize him when he needs to be. I'll say bad Trump when I need to say bad Trump. I'm not a fucking sycophant like cat turd. Dude, piss me off. Don't be a sycophant. Criticize when you need to criticize, because elsewise, how can the people that you support know when they're screwing up and then get better as a result? They're listening. They're paying attention to social media, guys. Make your voices heard in whatever way you can, and hopefully people like Stephen Miller are pretty active on social media from what I understand, so he's a bit of a beast. Chopside TMC, a major gun rights restoration bill would have come up for a vote if Johnson conducted any business today, just so you know. Fuck Johnson. Fuck Johnson hardcore. I don't know why he felt the need to throw a hissy fit and shut things down. Major gun rights. Mike Johnson can suck a fucking dick. I hate that motherfucker. Fuck him. Just fuck him. Why can't we have somebody like Massey? Why can't we have somebody like Massey as the leader of the House? That'd be great. Maybe we'd actually have we'd have less government doing things. I'm fine with that. Government shouldn't be doing all the things. Here's the thing about a gun rights restoration bill. You don't need that. Just look at the Second Amendment. It speaks for itself. Shall not be infringed, motherfuckers. Shall not be infringed. That's too hard to understand for some people, though. It's too damn hard for people to understand, guys. I did not say press play. Where was my thing at? Here it is. There it is. I found it. Before we get into the next topic, though, I think I have one thing that I wanted to play. Where did it go? There it is. We have a bumper palate cleanser between topics, guys. We're going for Marine Le Pen and the global homo elite pushing their agenda so hard that they're not letting the anti-establishment, quote unquote, far right actually run for office. We're going to roll into the chemtrail topic next. But first, we got a puppers. Multiple puppers. And they're having a damn good time, guys.
Okay. Stay out.
Derp. Derp.
Riley, look at me.
Oh, that hurts. Oh no,
Brother.
nah. Thank gold return. Nope, Bingo ain't having it. Well, poor pups. Stole a stick.
Oh, you good, Alice?
Nope. Well, there you go. There's a little bit of a bumper palate cleanser between topics for you. Guys, with the corruption in government, with all the bullshit going on, with the globalist shillery that's been happening, one has to get the foil hat on periodically and think about what they may be doing to our air and our water. And one of the things that they've been doing to the air is spreading a bunch of chemicals and shit in the air. National reciprocity for toting guns. Yes, I am aware. We covered this a while back. We actually played the clip from Massey a couple streams ago, where he was talking about putting in the constitutional carry amendment, and then he retracted it so that there wouldn't be a bunch of kerfuffling going on about it. But the honestly, it just needs to be constitutional carry. Just do that. That's very simple. It's worth doing. Just respect the Second Amendment. But that would be far too American for DC. Yes. No civilian needs an AR-15. They need an M134. Oh, all right. We the people should be telling the government what to do. After all, this is our country, not theirs. They work for us, and they need to be reminded of that periodically. Hopefully, we're able to do that at the ballot box. That's assuming that the voting process is legitimate, which, yeah, sadly it's not in a lot of places. But let's bring this clip up here. We have a really good, detailed kind of description of what's been going on with this administration in reference to chemtrails. He's got an accent, guys. That means he's more valid. You should take him more seriously because he's got an accent. He's Scottish.
The Trump administration.
I don't know. So this is TPV Sean at TPV Sean on the X Machine. Let's go ahead and take a listen to what he's doing. I have got to step away for a moment. I'll be right back, though.
Alongside RFK Jr. has just declared all-out war on chemtrails. That's right. They're not whispering about it anymore. They're forming a task force. And they're coming for the planes, the pilots, the scientists, and the shadowy overlords bankrolling this aerial assault on humanity. This is Nuremberg 2.0, and it's happening right now. Before we dive in, join the TPV free speech community over on Soju. Soju is a digital space where ideas and information can take place without any annoying algorithms or restrictive rules getting in the way of free expression. You've seen the skies. Those unnatural grid-like streaks of white, stretching horizon to horizon, lingering for hours like prison bars. Not contrails, folks, chemical trails. We've got the videos and lab reports to prove it in a court of law. Aluminium, barium, strontium. Toxic payloads dumped on us like we're lab rats in some globalist experiments. For years, the government and media have gaslit us, called us crazy, and told us it's just water vapor, while they've been systematically poisoning us. But the people aren't buying it anymore. The mass formation psychosis has been broken. and some big names with great influence are joining the crusade against the psychopaths dropping toxic payloads on us from great heights.
Woody Harrelson one time was at my house and he was talking about this. This is probably 10 years ago. And I was saying, come on, that's ridiculous. That's impossible. And he said, come outside with me. And we went outside and we sat on a hillside and we watched these planes fly in a grid pattern, laying out this, a grid of contrails. And then it turned into clouds and we had a cloudy day. And I don't know, I've looked up many times since then and seen that happening. And I don't have a good explanation for it. But, the things that you're saying are consistent, are internally consistent, and they're consistent with things that I've observed. It's amazing to think that they can keep it that secret that well for this long. But, I've seen them do that with other things as well.
And now RFK Jr., with his relentless crusade against environmental crimes, is standing shoulder to shoulder with the president. And they've got a message. The spraying must stop.
So there's something wrong. There's something wrong. We've done something wrong. There's something, you're going to figure it out. Maybe it's a spray that we spray all over the place that nobody else does. Other countries don't. The Pennsylvania Dutch, they don't do anything, and they're amazingly healthy.
Here's the bombshell. The Trump administration is putting together a task force they're calling Operation Skywatch behind closed doors. Their mission? Identify every plane spewing this poison. Bring them down, safely of course, because there are interrogations to be conducted. We're talking pilots, aviation executives, scientists, and the elite financiers who've been funding this operation from their ivory towers. The task force isn't messing.
The fact that even Trump has been acknowledging this is a good sign. It's a damn good sign that people in places of power are actually trying to address this stuff. Because what they've been doing is not normal. And it shouldn't be acceptable. But we do. We do accept it a lot of the time. Oh yeah, we had a thumbs down. Yeah, thanks for the thumbs down. Appreciate you. Let's see. Joe Biden changed the jet fuel and all planes switched back to the old jet fuel. That's the problem. Well, there's a lot of stuff they put in there. And it's downright nefarious, guys. It is. Maybe we'll see some change. I hope we do.
Around. And we know for a fact there are FAA insiders, military brass, and whistleblowers from the private sector ready and willing to spill the beans. And they're not stopping there.
Classical.
They're using cutting-edge machine learning
Appreciate
to
you.
scrape X, Telegram, and every corner of the internet for real-time intel. Posts, pics, videos, pinpointing where and when these planes are dumping their loads. But here's where it gets real. They're going to need you. This is a call to arms. Every citizen with a smartphone is a soldier in this fight. Grab your cameras, point them skyward, and document every suspicious trail you see. Upload it beneath this post to X and every other social media platform you use. Why? Because that data feeds the machine. The more we collect, the faster we map the patterns, the quicker we catch these psychopaths red-handed. This isn't just about evidence. It's about overwhelming the system with the truth until they can't hide anymore. Even Hollywood is jumping in. And Woody Harrelson isn't the only high-profile name stepping into the Trump administration's orbit with a mission to uncover the truth behind chemtrails. Jim Breuer, the actor and comedian, has joined the fray with his no-nonsense skepticism. Known for mocking mainstream narratives on podcasts.
Why is he saying Breuer? It's Jim Breuer. You damn foreigner, you.
Breuer is alleging that the chemical trails have been ramped up over the last year.
Hey, Governor DeSantis. Today, when I got up in St. Petersburg, it was clear blue sky, and I started watching all the planes spraying. Now, I know the FAA knows who's flying. I'm pretty sure the governor can figure.
So Chops ITMC over there on Pill.net says the 103rd Airborne is doing it on the federal level. Dr. Ruby has the docs. Huh. Classical chick. Welcome to the Foxhole fam. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you. First time lurker should be asleep. Well, glad you have decided to indulge in your disrespect for an adult circadian rhythm by hanging out here in the Dozer Den, classical chick. Appreciate your support over there on Build. I am also on Rumble, Bulldozer74 there, on X at Bulldozer74__. I'm all over the place. I'm on the YouTube too, but I don't really care if people follow me there. I've got like 30 subscribers. It is what it is there. We're on BitChute as well. So same username usually in all the places. And the dozerden.locals.com. We talk about stuff and things. That's stuff and things. It's not that type of show with stuff and things. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. Usually do about 3 to 4 news topics and a bit of a palate cleanser at the end on the weekday stream. Saturday stream, the Dozer Den DJ Hour is the main focus. We do have a topic that we discuss for a little bit, and we do a chit-chat. We hang out, just a decompress stream. That's what it is. And then I play your music video requests in the Dozer Den DJ Hour. You could rock out with your cock out. You could jam out with your clam out. Whatever you feel like doing. It's a good time. All right, let's get back to Jim Brewer talking about the lines in the sky.
Figure out who's flying and spraying and creating.
I hate it. He says aluminium. That's how they spell it over there.
Fake clouds in the sky. Look. I even got footage of that plane spraying. So, Governor of Florida and Florida officials, what are we doing about this? And why don't you start explaining exactly what it is? Clear blue sky. Look at all the lines from the planes. I watched them all, and some of them stop spraying after a while, and they restart. Can we have an explanation and a stopping of this, please?
Figures like Woody Harrelson and Jim Breuer have played a massive role in waking up millions to the reality of chemtrail operations unfolding right above us. Remember Prince? He called this out before his suspicious death. Now others are stepping up, risking their careers to amplify the truth.
He said something that really hit home about this phenomena of chemtrails. And,
Prince.
when I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time. And so, oh, that's cool. A jet just went over. And then you started to see a whole bunch of them.
What's up, Sanglant?
And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why. Okay, and you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting.
Their voices have sparked a shift, pulling back the curtain on what's really happening in our skies. And we need more of this. More people like you stepping up to spread the word. But it's not just Harrelson and Breuer leading the charge. There's a growing army of truth tellers out there, including some in surprisingly high places. Stay tuned. We're going deeper right after this important word from our sponsor.
Deeper.
Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think such as ivermectin, Survivor, thanks to fenbendazole.
2 years ago, Joe Tippin says he was told to go home, call hospice, and say his goodbyes. The doc got a tip, not from a pharmacist.
$2 million on me with traditional means before I switched to a
offer. The sun is weaker now, isn't it?
Jim Brewer is hilarious.
That vibrant orange fireball we grew up with is now faded into this pale, pathetic glow. The clouds, once majestic, chaotic, alive,
Good to see us.
they're now sterile, streaked, like some AI designed them to lock us in a cage. Here's RFK Jr.'s former
Already
running
in the
mate,
Dozer
Nicole
Den.
Shanahan.
I was taking the weekend off the internet. I've been surfing this morning and was watching the planes flying overhead, and then I couldn't take it anymore. But that is not a contrail. That looked like it started as a contrail maybe, and now it's turning into a cloud. See how thick that is? You can see this one, it's a little further behind, and this one's a little bit further behind as well. This one is the one that's been up there longest. This shit has to end. This is ridiculous.
I agree.
It's like an otherwise perfect day.
She was on with Redacted.
Shanahan is absolutely right on the money. We're talking about crimes against humanity that need to be stopped dead in their tracks, right here, right now. Parents are out there, helpless, watching their little kids gasp and wheeze through brutal asthma attacks. And you know when it's worst? right after those heavy spray days, when the sky is
Yep.
streaked with those suspicious trails. Coincidence? I don't think so. Meanwhile, farmers are sounding the alarm too. They're reporting crop failures left and right. And it's not just bad luck. They're finding soil loaded with aluminium and heavy
Foil hat.
metals,
Aluminum.
poisoning the land we depend on.
Damn bread.
This isn't just a coincidence, it's a pattern.
The thing that to me that is really kind of, I'm not going to say dispositive, but really hard to explain is that I've seen all of this data, about the aluminum
Damn right that's
concentrations
it's a top sirloin.
dramatically increasing in national forest lands and other places that are completely remote from any smelter. And as you say,
It was tasty.
aluminum, unlike mercury, precipitates out of the atmosphere within 100 to 200 miles from a smelter. Oh, if you're on the West Coast and the nearest smelter is in, upwind smelter is in Japan or China, the aluminum, there's no explanation for all that aluminum, those aluminum concentrations in national forests on the West Coast. It doesn't make any sense.
And for what? Weather control? Population control? Some sick power trip? The elite thought they could pull off this forever, untouchable behind their private jets, high-level connections, and offshore accounts. They didn't count on the dam breaking. They didn't think the public would ever go to the lengths of tracking down chemtrail pilots and holding them to account. How wrong they were.
Hi. Yes. Great. Thank you. Good to see you. I'm here. You're Tim, right?
No. Dozer Den.
No. I don't know a Tim. Jody? No, don't know. Well, I know a Jody. Okay. Yeah. Jody Fisher? No, yeah, I know Jody Fisher. You do? Okay, good. Yeah. And then who are you? I'm one of the other captains. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, great. So come on outside. Or not. Or just whatever. Are you free now? No, I gotta reflare. Okay, so stuff, I have paperwork for you that I want to give to you. So hang tight, I'll go get it. But then we've been trying to reach Jody and you for a long time. Okay. And we are tired of you dumping heavy metals all over our county. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not the one to talk to about that. No, but you are. But you're the one that's doing it. So I've been taking rain samples. I have over 20 samples. And every time you fly, we get high amounts of aluminum, barium, strontium.
We just get a raid on Rumble? Holy crap. Who raided us? Let's take a look. Thanks so much for the raid over there. Who do we have? Immortal Mafia. Thank you so much for the raid. Much appreciated. Good to see you. Raid. Thank you so freaking much. We have our amazing, super fancy foil hat on because we're talking about the chemtrails, guys. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate the heck out of you, Immortal Mafia. Sincerely, guys, don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. Giving you a follow over there, Immortal Mafia. Much appreciated. Much appreciated indeed. Heck yeah. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment in the comment section, share this stream, guys. And if you are new to Bulldozer 74, that's the name of the channel. The name of the show is the Dozer Den. And guys, do me a favor and smash that follow button. We are at 832, I think, the last I checked. Getting closer and closer to the goal of 1,000. Can we make it happen in the next couple weeks? I think we may be able to. Guys, we keep the foil hat on to protect ourselves and show solidarity with all the fellow foil hat wearers. Bobble Trump, here over to the side, has a lovely foil hat that was fashioned by Lady Dozer herself. He hangs out. He's my co-host for the streams. Good to see you guys. Like DJT in the back. That's right. That's right. You noticed. He's hanging out with us, embracing old glory. Let me show you. Let me blow up the screen for a second here. We'll bring it back. There we go. There he is. He hangs out with us during the stream. Sometimes I got to put him in the corner. Nobody puts Bubba Trump in the corner. Sometimes he needs to go in the corner. Yes. That foil hat's important. Sometimes it falls off, but we make it better. All right. Thanks for joining, guys, and thank you so much for the raid, Immortal Mafia. Cool name. Back to this here. Talking about the chemtrails, we have the evidence, the receipts, the documentation, the conversations about what they've been doing. It's not good. And hopefully this administration, and with RFK Jr., is actually taking a look at making this right.
Titanium, magnesium. So I want to know, are you aware of what you're doing? I know you think it's like to increase water supply for Turlock and Modesto, but it's not really happening.
Yeah, you can talk to.
I've tried. I've called them, and they're not calling me back. So we're now getting really involved, and now we're going to bring something legal against.
What's up, C-Dub? Good to see you, bud.
You can talk to them about that.
I know, but I want you to know, though, like, we are real people underneath what you're doing. You spray right over our houses. We hear you. We know you. We see you. We're watching your planes and your patterns, okay?
Yeah.
It's twice today now. You did 2 flights. 2 3-hour flights.
It's public knowledge, yeah.
It's not really, though. That's the problem. So you have not properly notified our board of supervisors about this. Hi, are you the other pilot? Yes. Hi. What's your name? Khaled. Khaled?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, hi.
It's not our. We have people at home base that you can talk to about that stuff.
But they have not called back. So now we're getting to the point where we're getting our supervisors involved. So the supervisors of our county needs to be notified. They've not been notified. You've been doing this for 30 years. I know it's a long time. You guys are like, it's cool, it's easy. We're talking about all of the metals and the flares that you're using. So aluminum and zinc propel the silver iodide. You're spraying right over us all the time.
Yep.
And our plant life is suffering. They are now selling aluminum, genetically modified seeds to grow food because our soil is so contaminated. Okay, so what you're spraying is not good for the environment, and it's not good for the people because there's an early onset dementia, there's Alzheimer's, things are.
They're absolutely fucking real, Lord of the Ree. Saying if chemtrails aren't a thing, then why did the state of Tennessee ban them? Exactly. Yeah.
Starting to happen to people's health, and I really do believe there's a linkage to what we're breathing in the environment every day. When you guys spray us in November through April, it's your yearly contract. I'm aware of that too. So I just wanted to meet the pilots and say, you know, where's Jody? I've called Jody. I've talked to, I think Leslie was the other one. Leslie Fisher? No, it's another Fisher.
Yeah, that'd be his wife.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's their responsibility. That's not our responsibility.
I understand, yeah. But the money that you're receiving to do this is coming from, is it taxpayers that are paying for this?
Yes. We are paying for our demise.
That's not my department.
I want you to be aware. Do you have family?
Yeah, I have family.
I have family too. I have children. So we're outside, and we hear your plane over us all the time. And I've been tracking this for a long time. And we have tried to get the supervisors involved, and they're clueless. They were not informed. According to the California codes and law, they should have notified our supervisors because you're doing this to benefit TID. Okay, but it's not. It's happening over. Well, it might be, but it's happening over our area. Okay, Sonora, Groveland, Coulterville. You're doing your little figure eight loops. My 20 rain samples will show you that on the days that you're spraying or releasing your flares, we have copious amounts of aluminum, magnesium.
Aluminum is toxic.
There's been some barium, strontium, but titanium is weird. Is titanium also in your flares? Okay, that's unique for me. So I want you to know that there are health impacts and impacts to soil and the plant life, all of those things. And when you do this, the whole community is watching. We don't know what to do.
I understand your opinion.
It's not my opinion, so I'll show you my samples.
I don't want to see your samples.
Why is that?
You can take those.
But you are flying the plane.
Aviation insiders, pilots who've flown the missions, mechanics who've loaded the tanks, air traffic controllers who track the grids, they're coming forward in droves. One pilot, anonymous for now, told investigators he was ordered to fly patterns over rural Ohio, releasing what he was told was aerosolized weather stabilizers. He quit when he saw the lab reports.
Stabilizers?
Aluminium levels 50 times the safe limit, and pathogenic viruses in aerosolized form. Another whistleblower, a former executive at a major contractor, leaked documents showing payments from a web of shell companies tied to, you guessed it, some of the biggest globalist foundations in the world, the Gates Foundation and Soros's Open Society Foundation. And then there's RFK Jr. He's been screaming about this for years, connecting the dots between big pharma, big agriculture, and now big aviation. He's got binders of testimony, and he's handing them straight to Trump's team. He told us he was going to go after chemtrails from day one. Working behind the scenes, that's exactly what he's done.
And on day one, we're going to declare an emergency like we did in COVID. But it's going to be a chronic disease emergency, and we're going to get the fluoride out of the water. We're going to get the chemicals out of the food.
In a couple months,
we're going to get the chemtrails out, the chemicals out of the chemtrails.
The base is fired up,
been a couple months
and the momentum's unstoppable. Now let's talk Nuremberg 2.0. The task force isn't just grounding planes, they're building cases. Prosecutors are dusting off laws about environmental terrorism, crimes against humanity, and even treason. Picture this. CEOs in cuffs, dragged before a tribunal, forced to explain why they thought they could poison us and walk away. The trials will be public, we are hearing, and the evidence undeniable, thanks to you. Every photo you snap, every video you share, it's a brick in the wall of justice. But the overlords aren't going down without a fight. They're scrambling. The word is that private jets are fleeing to non-extradition countries, and PR firms are spinning climate necessity lies to the mainstream media. But it's too late. The people are awake and the fury is boiling over. So here's your mission. Don't just listen, act. Hit the streets, watch the skies, and flood social media with proof.
Due process.
The task force needs every data point, every witness. If you've got info, times, dates, plane IDs, tag us on X. You're not just a bystander, you're a warrior in this reckoning. The elite thought they could choke us out from above. They didn't expect us to fight back. So let's prove them wrong. Here at the People's Voice, we're determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, spread this video far and wide on X, and join the People's Voice Locals community to join our awesome community and support the channel.
A little bit of speculation.
I hope to see you there. Today's video is brought to you.
So yeah, that was I felt like that was worth watching and kind of going through there. That was it's infuriating. It is. The hat's off for now. My head's getting hot. That's infuriating that we just let them get away with this. We let them get away with it. And the information's out there. So the fact that anybody is dismissing these things now, it just frustrates the shit out of me. RFK's already been to West Virginia last week. Only thing I understand is all dyes will be removed from foods in 2028. Why not now? Yeah, why not now? Why does it have to wait 3 years? Like, is that just what it takes to get the replacement, the healthier replacement in? I don't think it should take 3 years to get that done. I really don't. But I don't know, y'all. It seems like things are... I'm not a coincidence theorist. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These things are not just coincidence. They do these things on purpose. They already been 3 years of food supply made with it. Oh, that's the oh. So it would be 3 years worth of food. I need to dig more into that one. Trish, I need to dig more, and C-Dubs, I need to dig more into that one and figure out exactly what the reasoning is for the delay in action. Because we need action now, damn it. We do. We do need something to be done now. What is that? One of my beard hairs? What's that thing? Go away. Get off my shirt. I think it's a thread. And my voice is getting tired, guys. Bunch of freaking nonsense. Bunch of nonsense. You know what else is a bunch of nonsense? How the media is characterizing the case of Abrego-Garcia. Will Chamberlain, which I disagree with him quite a bit, but he seems to be on point with this one. This Abrego-Garcia case, let's go ahead and read through the mainstream, establishment version of this story, and then we'll go to Will Chamberlain, and we'll see how he details the actual story. I'm a things are not adding up noticer more than a conspiracy theorizer. I'm a conspiracy observer, not a conspiracy theorist. I just observe the conspiracies as they're there, because conspiracy is just what, 3 or more people that are working together for a thing to achieve a goal. It's technically like the definition of a conspiracy, I think. Just look it up to the Brave browser. Shit. Definition. First thing I had RFK Jr. No, I don't want conspiracy theory. I just want the definition of conspiracy. You fucker. Ah, here we go. Had to scroll past it. Come on, Brave. Do better. What? This is so bad. Brave, why do you fail me now? Just why? I think it's 2 or more. Okay, Singland. A secret plan by a group of people to do something harmful or illegal. So, it's just a plan to do things. I thought there was a number attached to it. 2 or more sounds reasonable. Or sounds like that's probably what it is. I don't know. But anyways, 2 or more. Chopside TMC says 2 or more. Makes sense. Can't really be in a conspiracy with yourself, unless, of course, you have you had a unless, of course, you have split personalities, and I guess that's actually a thing now. I thought that was pseudoscience, but apparently there's something to it. Some might call that demonic possession. I don't know. Let's take a look here. We have an article on this guy. They're saying it. Reuters is saying it was deported in error. Sounds like he actually was kind of deported rightfully. They look so grumpy. They look so grumpy, guys. They're not very happy, fellers. So, according to Reuters, by Susan Heavy, that's an unfortunate last name if you're a big gal, and Ted Hessen, Trump administration says man was deported to El Salvador in error. U.S. President Donald Trump's administration erroneously, that's an interesting word to use, deported a Salvadorian man as part of 3 high-profile deportation flights to El Salvador last month, after a judge's ruling prohibited the man's removal to his home country, a court filing on Monday showed. Bam. Oh, what's going on here? Come on, mouse. Do what I want you to do. There was that time that the voices in my head decided to outdrink each other. Wild time. Ah, that could get you in trouble. Nerd version 1 with a little whoosh, slap at a peach. Subscribe to the Dozer Den. Subscribe to Bill Dozer 74 for those amazing emotes. Guys, don't forget, you can Rumble Rant, you can donate, you can tip on locals, you can use Venmo or Cash App, you could gift subs to your fellow chatters, you can shower the chat with your love, clicking that little red present box there. You don't have to donate monetarily to the Dozer Den, but if you can, thank you so much for that. Some non-monetary ways to support this channel: sharing this stream out, spreading the word, smashing that like button, commenting in the comment section, reposting on Rumble, reposting over there on pill.net, wherever you may be watching. Spread the word so that we may welcome more killdozers here into the Dozer Den. Let's take a look and make sure we're not missing anything over here. Looks like we're up to 25 likes. Not bad. And we have a couple followers. Look at that. Immortal Mafia with the follow. Thank you so much for that after the raid. Appreciate you. Hopefully, I will earn your viewership. All right, back to this here. So lawyers for the man Kilmer Abrego-Garcia disputed the U.S. government's allegations that he was a member of the MS-13 gang and demanded his immediate return to the United States. Too late. The government, however, said it did not have the legal authority to bring him back from El Salvador. On March 15th, Trump invoked the 1798 Alien Enemies Act to rapidly deport alleged members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. Tren de Aragua. They're bad guys. They're animals. They aren't the best. They're some of the worst. The administration said it sent 2 flights to El Salvador that day carrying deportees processed under the rarely used wartime statute, and a 3rd flight carrying people deported under other rules. In Monday's filing, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement official said Abrego-Garcia was wrongfully placed on the third flight despite a 2019 judgment granting him protection from deportation. Well, it was in 2019, so... Through administrative error, Abrego-Garcia was removed from the United States to El Salvador. ICE official Robert Sierna said in the court document, this was an oversight and the removal was carried out in good faith based on the existence of a final order of removal and Abrego-Garcia's purported membership in MS-13. The Trump administration's deportation of Venezuelans and Salvadorians. The Trump administration's deportation of Venezuelans and Salvadorians, it alleges, are violent gang members, are part of its sweeping immigration crackdown. Representatives for some deportees have denied any gang ties, and dozens of those sent to El Salvador had active U.S. asylum cases. Yeah, fuck those asylum cases. No. Nope. Not okay with it. A federal judge blocked Trump's use of the Alien Enemies Act hours after he invoked the authority, but the administration has appealed to the Supreme Court. Let's hope the Supreme Court actually does the right thing here. Amy Coney Barrett was one of the worst fucking decisions Trump could have made. You fucked up royally. Bad, Trump. Bad. Don't put the freaking Federalist Society shills in there. Especially if Thomas goes. If you replace Thomas with a fucking establishment shill, Trump, I'll never forgive you. Nope. Dispute over gang membership. Abrego-Garcia's lawyers on March 28th said that no federal criminal or extradition proceeding were ever brought against him. They called on the U.S. District Court in Maryland, yeah, fuck that, to order his return to the United States from the mega prison in El Salvador and halt U.S. funding for his incarceration. He's an illegal alien. Fuck him. Get the fuck out of here. On Monday, the Trump administration said the U.S. government did not have the authority to bring him back since he was no longer in U.S. custody. U.S. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said intelligence reports showed Abrego-Garcia was a member of MS-13 and involved in human trafficking. She provided no further details. Abrego's, we're going to get into that when we get into the thread from Will Chamberlain. It's a really good thread. On March 12th, he was pulled over by ICE officials while driving and handcuffed while his son was in the backseat of the car. Yeah, and that's what happens when you break the fucking law. Regardless of if you have a fucking child with you. The ICE official said in Monday's filing that the agency was aware of the earlier court order blocking Abrego-Garcia's removal. He was not on the March 15th flight's initial manifest, but was assigned to the flight as an alternate, as other people were removed from the flight for various reasons, the filing said. This was by Susan Heavy, Ted Hessen, editing by David Gregorio and Rosalba O'Brien. Well, you did a good job editing because I didn't see any things that stuck out to me. And if I didn't see it, you probably are doing a pretty decent job because I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi at times. Oh, so that's from Reuters. That's the article's take on it. Will Chamberlain, fantastic thread on Abrego-Garcia. So let me go ahead and share this because they're making it, they're couching it as, just an oversight. Somebody who just poor, just hardworking illegal alien. He was hardworking migrant. Okay. Just saying. So Will Chamberlain got after it and he was a bulldog about this. The thread goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just, we might not read through all of it, but we're going to read through a lot of it. It's really not that much when you break it down to just the comments. And then, they kind of got the pictures there. So, Will Chamberlain, let's tell the story of Kilmer Armato. That's a lot of words. Why do you have so many fucking names? Kilmer Armato Abrego-Garcia, the Maryland father, quote-unquote, Reed, likely member of MS-13, who was removed to El Salvador and who the Atlantic and apparently the entire political left are demanding be returned to the United States. Fuck this guy. Hardcore. Fuck him. All those years, not even trying. My coworkers either keep their green cards in order or keep their cards to date while going through naturalization. Yep. There's a freaking process to it. Just do it the right way. The Atlantic said, an administrative error sends Maryland father to a Salvadorian prison. Fuck the Atlantic. Heartfelt. First, his detention. He was detained in March 2019 and charged with removability. Abrego-Garcia is a native and citizen of El Salvador. He crossed the border illegally in 2012 and thus was removable, totally independently of whether he was in whether or not he was in MS-13. The bond memorandum. The respondent is a native and citizen of El Salvador. On March 29th, 2019, the Department of Homeland Security served the respondent with a notice to appear NTA, which sets forth the following factual allegations. Respondent is not a citizen of the national of the United States. He's a native citizen of El Salvador, arrived in the United States at an unknown place on an unknown date. He was not then admitted or paroled after an inspection by an immigration officer. Accordingly, the respondent was charged with removability pursuant to INA whatever as an alien present in the United States without being admitted or paroled, and who arrived in the United States at any time or place other than as designated by the Attorney General. Was held in custody by DHS. So the findings that he was a member of MS-13 only came up because he asked for bond. The immigration judge reviewed the evidence and found that it showed he is a verified member of MS-13. Boom, bitches, fuck you. And therefore, that Abrego-Garcia did not demonstrate that his release from custody would not pose a danger to others. So the ruling goes on to state, after considering the information provided by both parties, the court concluded that no bond was appropriate in this matter. The court first reasoned the respondent failed to meet his burden of demonstrating that his release from custody would not pose a danger to others, as the evidence showed that he is a verified member of MS-13. The BIA has held that absent any indication that the information therein is incorrect or was the result of coercion or duress, Form I-213 is inherently trustworthy and admissible. The respondent contends that the Form I-213, in his case, erroneously states he was detained in connection to a murder investigation. He also claims that the I-213 is internally contradicts itself as to whether the respondent fears returning to El Salvador. The reason for the respondent's arrest given on his form does appear at odds with the gang field interview sheet, which states the respondent was approached because he and others were loitering outside of the Home Depot. Are you fucking kidding me? He was hanging out in front of the Home fucking Depot. God damn. Regardless of the determination that the respondent is a gang member appears to be trustworthy and is supported by other evidence in the record, namely information obtained by the gang field interview sheet, although the court is reluctant to give evidentiary weight to the respondent's clothing as an indication of gang affiliation. The fact that a past, proven, and reliable source of information verified the respondent's gang membership, rank, and gang name. It's a lot of fucking information, isn't it, you bastards, you fucking lefty faggots in the media, is sufficient to support that the respondent is a gang member. And the respondent has failed to present evidence to rebut that assertion. Looky there. The immigration judge also found that Abrego-Garcia was a flight risk, noting his history of failing to appear for proceedings pertaining to his traffic violations. Thus, on two independent grounds, the judge denied his bond. I don't think we necessarily need to read through all that. It just shows that he was trying to take off. Those traffic violations. Abrego-Garcia appealed to the Board of Immigration Appeals, BIA, which affirmed the immigration judge's findings on dangerousness, and thus dismissed the appeal. Why was he even still in this fucking country? Fast forward 6 months with a new tactic. Instead of challenging the findings of removability, Abrego-Garcia filed a new claim for asylum. Withholding of removal to El Salvador, protection under Article 3 of the Convention Against Torture. What? The Soros pay for these fuckers' legal bills? Like, is that what's happening? What's up, Pulled McGroin? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining this episode of the Dozer Den. Don't forget to smash that like button. Give it the business. Hard. Hope you're having a good one, Pulled McGroin. Excuse me. We have to remember that the situation Abrego-Garcia is in. He is facing an imminent removal given the ruling that of the first immigration judge. He has two brothers who have green cards. His fiancée is a citizen. Oh, not even a wife yet. It's a fiancée. And has just given birth to his child. He clearly wants to say. That was during this time, back in 2019. So he had requested a bond redetermination hearing, which the court conducted on April 24th, 2019. At his bond hearing, the respondent, through counsel, requested a $5,000 bond. He argued that he's not a flight risk, asserted that he lived in the United States for 8 years. He has 2 brothers who are legal permanent residents. His fiancée is a United States citizen, and the respondent is helping to raise and support her 2 children. Her 2 children. His fiancée is also 5 months pregnant. Okay, this was back when she was pregnant with a child by the respondent. Her pregnancy is high risk. Of course. He stated that he failed to appear for hearings on some traffic violations because he was not aware of those hearings, and he intends to hire an attorney to resolve the traffic proceedings. Yeah. And so at this hearing, applying for asylum, he testifies that he fears returning to El Salvador because of the 18th Street gang was targeting him and threatening him with death because of his family's pupusa businesses? Huh. Okay. The sad part is all the deportees do deserve due process, but that is very different. It sounds like he had quite a bit of fucking due process. Sounds like this guy had plenty of fucking due process. Sounds like they were investigating this shit. They were involved in the courts. They were going back and forth. There was appeals. This guy had plenty. Fuck this guy. And fuck all the people that are fucking taking up for his ass. No. After all this, no. Get the fuck out, bro. Very different than lawfare being employed. Oh, what just happened over there? Let's see. Another judge being a fucking asshole. He argued that the gang was extorting his mother, Cecilia, that they threatened to kill him. Of course, they never reported anything to the police. Well, that's kind of... They're not going to if they don't want to get, killed. Still, he fears for his life 8 years later. He testified, even though the family had closed down the pupusa business. It's bullshit. It's a fucking excuse to stay here. That's all it is. That's all it ever is. It's not real. Despite the convenience of Abrego-Garcia's claims now being made 8 years after the fact while facing imminent removal, and despite the lack of corroborating evidence beyond affidavits from his family, the new immigration judge found Abrego-Garcia's account credible. Of course. Because why not? Everything else, all the other evidence, we're just going to go ahead and dismiss that. We're not even going to acknowledge that. We're just going to take this poor little brand man's word for it, that he is just a poor, innocent little guy who doesn't want to get attacked by the gang members because his family's pupusa's business that is not even active anymore. Oh my God. The OK sign's blocked? Huh. Interesting. Weird. That's all these documents. We're not reading through all of them. Even after this finding, the new immigration judge could not grant Abrego-Garcia's asylum claim. That was obviously time barred. Ergo, Abrego-Garcia does not have the legal status in the United States. He went through plenty of due process. However, he was granted a withholding of removal to El Salvador. That's not a legal right to stay in the United States, only a legal right to not be removed to one specific country. Any third country would be sufficient. Look at that. Will's a smart guy. I don't agree with him on some things, but I agree with him on this analysis. So that's the issue. The United States did indeed make an administrative error. They removed him to El Salvador when there was a withholding of removal to El Salvador. So they could have just sent him somewhere else. But that begs the question, could the administration terminate this withholding of removal? They should have. Yes. The answer to that question is almost certainly yes. If there is a fundamental change in circumstance. That means Abrego-Garcia's life or freedom would no longer be threatened. In El Salvador, his withholding of removal could be terminated. Well, there you freaking go. They are not in trouble for this. The media has turned this into a whole shitstorm of bullshit. Absolute garbage. Remember that Abrego-Garcia's withholding of removal in 2019 was based on his fear that the 18th Street Gang would persecute him if he returned to El Salvador. Well, thankfully, Nayib Bukele has crushed the 18th Street Gang, and it is now safe for Abrego-Garcia to return. I really wish my public school coworkers had the same basic civics knowledge that I help my naturalizing coworkers are getting. Yep. There's an OK sign. Well, C-dubs, I'm not sure why. You're being watched by Rumble C-dubs. They're after you. So, again, Abrego-Garcia had no legal status in the U.S. He just had the temporary right not to be removed to El Salvador. Should have been had an interview on this subject and not deported until it was granted. Nonetheless, the end result would have been the same. So, yeah, they may have skipped one little step, but fuck it. Honestly, this guy got plenty of due process. A number of left-wing commentators have been getting basic things wrong here. Calls Abrego-Garcia a legal resident. Wrong. Abrego-Garcia's asylum claim was denied. He was a removable alien. Podcaster John Favs and Grok apparently believe there is no evidence that Abrego-Garcia is a member of MS-13. Wrong! Wrong! It's wrong! It's not right! It's wrong. Both the original immigration judge and the Board of Immigration Appeals found there was sufficient evidence to render him a danger to the public. Bam. Bookmarking that for later. David J. Beer is incredibly misleading. Abrego-Garcia had a legal right not to be deported to El Salvador out of 2019 era fear that he would be persecuted by the 18th Street gang that Bukele crushed. So, yeah, no longer an issue. One final point. Let's be real about this. Abrego-Garcia and his family were likely lying about the threats to his safety. He only came up with this story about his mom's pupusa business after he had been denied bail. The guy crossed the border illegally in 2012 by his own admission. He never gained legal status. Why not? Asshole. He was finally detained in 2019 and found removable. He came up with a sob story to delay his deportation. Even if he were telling the truth, he should have had his withholding or removal removed as early as 2022. But the Biden administration, guys, the Biden administration says, oh, we'll keep this poor little El Salvadorian here, even if you're part of a gang, because you're obviously scared for your life, aren't you? Once Bukele had crushed the 18th Street gang. So, he has no right to be in this country, crossed the border illegally, and has been residing in this country illegally for almost 12 years, totally independently of whether or not he is a member of MS-13, which he likely is. He needed to go home. Finn. God damn, Will Chamberlain. Well fucking done on that one. Absolutely amazing. Got a YouTube viewer over there. Jalal Hanaju. What? Korea? Okay. Hi, Korea. Hi, Korea. C-dubs. Everybody loves you, C-dubs. Yeah, that was a good thread by Will Chamberlain. Fucking well done, man. That was good. I appreciate that. All right. Well, that's a lot of stuff, guys. That's a lot of stuff to consider with that. Hopefully you're a little bit more informed on the Abrego-Garcia issue. I hope that helped. That is a lot of detail from Will Chamberlain. Credit to him. Follow him at Will Chamberlain, so at WILLCHAMBERLAIN on the X Machine. Yeah, that was good. What's up, Demon's Wrath? Good to see you. Jamal with a hut. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that's about. Jalal Hanaju. Korea. That's odd. What a weird comment. But hey, we got more viewers apparently on the YouTubes. I don't know. It is what it is. Okay. What's up, Everett Home? Thank you for the red pill. Appreciate you. YouTube, why, for what? I never uploaded, much less streamed to that backwater. I'm just putting it out wherever I can. As long as YouTube will let me, I'm still going to put my stuff out there. Although I think I might go ahead and change my YouTube channel to just a clip channel. So post clips from my Rumble streams, /pill.net stream, /BitShoot stream, /X streams. Extreme. Where am I at? There you go. Stickers. Will is a pretty smart for a DeSantis supporter. Yeah, he's got some good points sometimes. Sometimes he's way off and was a little bit establishment, but he was a pretty hard to simp. Was not happy about Trump, but I'll forgive him. At least he's being objective on this, and he's looking through it and looking at the information, and He's being very balanced in his approach here, and I respect that. So I'll take it. We'll take it, man. Alrighty. Let me see. Oh, time for the Massey Minute. Before we get into our palate cleanser of the evening, guys, we have a segment here that I affectionately refer to as the Massey Minute because you got to give the Chad Massey his due. He's one of the most constitutionally consistent individuals in Congress, and I appreciate the hell out of it. What are we doing this evening? Well, we're going to do the Massey Minute, and then we're going to do a palate cleanser story. What we have talked about today, we have talked about the Marie Le Pen issue and the overall global homo elite going after anybody who is against the establishment, the quote-unquote far-right candidates in, Canada, America with Trump, Brazil, Pakistan, Romania, and now France, with Marie Le Pen being found guilty and sentenced to 4 years, 2 suspended, 2 with an ankle monitor, 5 years that they're not going to let her run for office. Awfully convenient that she's one of the leaders in the polls right now. Again, I'm not a coincidence theorist. This is their playbook. They've been using it in multiple countries. They used it with Bolsonaro. They used it with Trump. Thankfully, Trump was able to get around it. Bolsonaro was not, sadly. So, reading stuff, doing things. Yes, indeed. We did the chemtrail portion as well. That was the second topic that we discussed. Had a good bit from the People's Voice, TPV Sean on X, worth a follow. Really cool content from them at times. And then we just went through an article about the Abrego-Garcia, the illegal alien that was deported through a clerical error, they're saying. No, this dude was absolutely had all the due process that he needed. He had been here for 12 fucking years. The guy needed to get the fuck out. He had been saying that he was scared that 18th Street Gang was going to get after him and his family for the pupusa, a business that they have there, even though the pupusa family business was, shuttered, from what I understand. This was an excuse to stay here, and he should have been removed, 100%. Let's see. France is faking gay. So is Italy. Yes, indeed. So we are going to a minute here talking about the judges, the activist judges, and what Congress can do to address these fuckers, to actually, I don't know, hold these judges to account. There are some very, very simple ways, and we're going to let Massey get into it. He is just Chadley, very Chadley. Do you get to see any court footage? They have shut down foreign news here. Are you talking about in France? I didn't have any court footage, but I had a brief clip that I showed of Marie Le Pen talk, pretty much coming out just very strong and resilient. Sounds like her spirits have not been dampened by this conviction, so they're appealing and they're getting after it. What's up, Castro? Good to see you, buddy. Sup, savages. Crimson King. Did I just say 2 entire countries are fake and gay? Yeah. Yes, Crimson King. That is true. Really, the only real fake, and the fakest and gayest is Australia. I mean, honestly, it's imagination land. Just saying. Oh, they're trying to shut down foreign news here. Oh, so I didn't get any court footage, but I did read the report that she apparently said something like, unbelievable or something like that, as she was walking out of the court. So let's see. Oh, guys, don't forget, get some freaking biltong. This stuff is delicious. We had the King of Biltong and the Queen of Biltong in the chat earlier. They stopped by to say hello. We did our little bit there. I want to get another piece here because, getting towards the end of the stream and I'm getting a little bit hungry. This stuff, guys, this is what beef jerky wishes it could be. You want some, Trump? I love some biltong, but I can't, Bulldozer. I'm just a bobblehead. This is delicious stuff. Protein, creatine, magnesium, zinc, potassium, no MSG, no gluten. Wait. Yep, no gluten, MSG, and no soy. It says soya. No added sugar. It's a good late night snack. A good snack in general. Lady Dozer's tired. let's go ahead and get into this Massey Minute. Guys, use promo code DOZER, D-O-Z-E-R, for 10% off of your order from BiltongUSA.com. Worth your money. Not going to lie. Judicial has severely overreached. They absolutely have. They absolutely have. And that's for the judges. The judges, there's a way. You get biltong from Aldi. Well, you should check out BiltongUSA.com. Really, really good stuff. Guys, honestly, the product is delicious. I would not... Dozer has sticks kind of fallen off a bit, or is that just me? I think he's kind of depressed right now, based on the AI renderings of his daughter that he's been posting on X. It's really hard as a creator when you've talked about your kid and stuff, and then all of a sudden you just dip out on your wife and your kid and leave them in the Netherlands. I don't know what the hell happened with Styx's situation, and it's none of my business. But when you talk about it and you've heard them in this, you're gonna wonder. You're gonna wonder. I think he's a little bit down right now, but he'll pop back up. I like Styx. I watch Styx every day. Don't get to watch his live streams as often as I'd like, but sometimes I'll watch later. Sup, Cool Frog? Guys, follow Cool Frog. One of the coolest frogs on Rumble. That's KOOLFROGG. The coolest frog on Rumble. Ribbit. Good conversations, fun times. They chill. Dang it. Feet are itching like crazy right now. Cool Frog is surfing. All right, let's go ahead and get into the Massey Minute, guys, and then we will have a palate cleanser talking about a Weiner Dog, a wiener in the bush for 18 months. That's a long time for a wiener to be in the bush, guys. Weiner Dog, that is. It's quite saturated. All right, I need to stop. Stop it, Dozer. Stop it. But the little dog, he made it. Very determined little Weiner Dog. Let's listen to Thomas Massey. In the Judiciary GOP Committee today, we held a hearing examining judicial overreach by federal judges. I reminded my colleagues that if we would just exercise our power of the purse and our authority to make law, we could render these court rulings moot. That's right, moot indeed. I think he's acting a little more overconfident as a defense mechanism. Yeah, maybe, Lord of the Ree. His court case, I think his court case is going to go well, but there's the link. Bam. For Cool Frog. Check him out. Give him a follow. The biltong they say at Aldi is more expensive and nowhere near as good. Well, there you go. There you go. What does it say on the bag here? It just says March 20th, 2025. Doesn't have the price. I forgot what the price is. But yeah, the prices are, honestly, it's worth every penny, in my opinion. The product is delicious. I enjoy it. It's a good meal replacement, good healthy snack, so check them out. Aldi is cool because they have a local produce, but I wouldn't buy the biltong there. I've never tried it. Honestly, it's the only biltong I've tried. How much for an entire album Saturday? Shit, Singland. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Singland, are you in the Discord? I might just be able to mention you in a comment on the locals, but let's see. Biltong USA also sells bison biltong and game biltong. That's right, guys. Check them out and use promo code DOZER to get 10% off. Show Anton that this show is worth having a promo code. It's meat, so it's not going to be cheap, but it is good shit. All right, let's expand this. Listen to the Massey.
Go to the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This hearing reminds me of a breakfast I had with Antonin Scalia. About a dozen of us congressmen invited him to breakfast, and this was about a decade ago when Obama was the president and John Boehner was the speaker. And my colleagues appealed to Scalia and said, what can you do? You need to get involved here. The courts need to get involved. Obama's running roughshod over Congress. And Scalia refused to accept that premise. He said, no, this is not my job to referee fights between your two branches. My job is as a jurist to decide if somebody's been harmed and what the remedy is. And occasionally we interpret the law and the constitutionality of it. He said, and by the way, you're the most powerful branch of government. I don't know what you're complaining about. All the tools you need to restore the balance are in the Constitution.
Entropy Nomad, it is April 1st. Well, technically it's April 2nd, but that still sounds like a... man, I mean, did Val Kilmer really pass away, or is that an April Fool's, Entropy Nomad? He had a lot of health issues.
And one of my colleagues protested that impeachment was just too hard to pull off, given the threshold in the Senate and the political backlash.
Yeah, throat cancer, yeah.
Just shook his head. He said, I'm not talking about impeachment. You all have the power of the purse. You are funding everything you complain about that Obama is doing. Just quit funding it. And it was a pretty clear message. Now, that was about tension between Congress and the executive branch, and our hearing today is about tension between the judicial system and the executive branch. But I think it's still the case.
I thought that was just Catherine Zeta-Jones with that Michael Richards. Wasn't it Michael Richards that said he got throat cancer from that? The HPV or something? Damn, that sucks. Rest in peace, Val Kilmer. You were not the best Batman. You were not. But you were in
that what Scalia said is true.
The airplane movie. I'm getting tired.
Let me give you an example of something I'm going to predict is going to happen in the court soon.
Iceman.
That I'm not going to have much sympathy for on the president. So the president recently had a press conference and said he's going to wind down.
Okay, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch that one because I respectfully disagree, Lord of the Ree. I thought Ben Affleck did an okay job. I thought Ben Affleck actually did a fine job. He was a really good Bruce Wayne. Yeah, I thought he did okay. I'll have to go back and rewatch the Val Kilmer Batman, though, just to see.
The Department of Education. Oh, great. That's my bill. I've got a one-sentence bill that eliminates the Department of Education. I should be very excited about this. The problem is much of the activity that he says he will undertake, he just signed into law the funding of it a week before. We did a continuing resolution that fully funds every single penny of the Department of Education.
I agree.
And the president signed it. This is, as Professor Shaw pointed out, appropriations bills are laws too. And they require both chambers and then the president to sign it. And so it's an appropriation bill, it's a law, it's in law, and a week later, he announces that he doesn't like some of the law, and so he's going to do things differently. So that's my problem that I have. Now, I do think it's a good hearing, and this is a great question. I tend to think that probably
it was bulky.
There are cases where they shouldn't have nationwide injunctions, but this is a double-edged sword. Under the Biden administration, he did unconstitutional and unlawful things during COVID that were stopped with nationwide injunctions. So, for instance, he had a rent moratorium that was stopped until the Supreme Court eventually basically said it was illegal. He refused to grant religious exemptions to the vaccines in the military. There was a nationwide injunction. Actually, one of the attorneys in that is a constituent of mine, Chris Wiest, who stopped all of the vaccine mandates at that point in the Air Force. That was a nationwide injunction. And then his OSHA vaccine mandate was stopped with a nationwide injunction. So I'm torn on this. Maybe if we just don't have nationwide injunctions, people in certain districts can live under tyranny or the perception of it. And if you're in a different judicial district or circuit, you get some remedy from the tyranny. Maybe it works out better that way. Maybe we should have tried each of these cases in each of these courts and found out the answer. But Mr. Speaker, former Speaker Newt Gingrich, what do you have to say on since you were Speaker and led this appropriations process, do you think the president can unwind the Department of Education a week after he signed the bill that funded it?
Well, as you know, when I was Speaker, we balanced the budget, something you believe in, for 4 straight years, the only time in the last century. So I think I can talk with some authority about this. I suspect there will be a real fight at the Supreme Court level over whether or not the president has impoundment authority, which was taken away during the collapse of the Nixon presidency, but had existed before that. That'll be a legal fight. I think your point about injunctions is semi-right. That is, a court should be able to issue the injunction. My point about this, the Chief Justice is, if that particular single district judge says, this is a valid injunction, if they immediately went to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court agreed that it was a valid injunction, then you could have a nationwide injunction. But I'm with Lincoln, who said even though the court had decided 7-2 that slavery could be extended nationally, he refused to accept the legitimacy of that decision because it wasn't unanimous. Now, so the precedent is pretty clear. I think your instinct is right. There are times you need a nationwide action. My only point is, if the district judge says that, the following morning it should be in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court should have to render judgment.
Yeah.
If they agree, then you have a nationwide injunction. But if they say, no, you're in error, then there's no nationwide injunction.
Makes sense to me. I yield back.
Thank the gentleman.
That was a really respectful back and forth between Massey and Gingrich there. Gingrich is still sharp. Damn. Good for him. Good for him. That's really cool. I'm glad to see that. Glad to see Gingrich is still sharp. Yeah, X-Men was solid. Let's see. But it was the Supreme Court, not a judge that has a family member making money off of thwarting DJT. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a good point there. That was a good back and forth. That was definitely worth chewing on. Chad Massey, the Massey Minute. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get into our last story, the palate cleanser of the evening. Weiner Dog, Weiner in the bush, guys. My goodness, 18 months in the bush. It's a long time for a Weiner Dog. Let's check it out. How Valerie, the Weiner Dog, survived 18 months in the Australian bush to make it home. Look at that happy little dog. Look at that. Can I pet that dog? On an island south of Adelaide, a strange creature has been seen creeping through the bush. A long cylindrical body. Oh, a long cylindrical body in the bush. Oh no. And it's black? What? And a long snout flanked by floppy ears are dead giveaways. But this Weiner Dog named Valerie isn't lost anymore after almost 18 months of living wild on Kangaroo Island. Local police are poised to get her out of there and reunite her with her owners, Josh Fishlock and Georgia Gardner. In 2023, the pair were enjoying a camping holiday on the island with their miniature dachshund Valerie, who weighs no more than 8 pounds soaking wet. The pampered pooch was used to pink sweaters and toys, treats, and ramps to help her get upstairs, and so the couple thought it would be safe to leave her closed in her cage with plenty of pleasures while they went fishing. But within minutes of casting their lines, another camper told them that Valerie had escaped, run underneath the van, and then bolted into the bush when some people tried to coax her out. We spent the next 5 days searching for her through the bushland, hiking up and down big hills and camping overnight, Georgia told the Sunday Times. They had packed only one pair of clothes each, and amid the stink, the rain, and the lack of any sign of their beloved pooch, the two reluctantly gave up and returned home to Albury. So sad. Meanwhile, on the island, inhabited by large venomous black tiger snakes and wedge-tailed eagles that prey on the native wallabies, Valerie's fate seemed sealed. But it seems there's more wolf than Weiner, and Valerie. Bad wording. Then meets the eye, and a survival instinct evidently kicked in that has seen her make it through 500 days of wild living. You wouldn't have left till your puppy was found? I feel you. I feel you. Oh, man. Let's see. But it seems there's so via a local Facebook group, Georgia said they heard last month that Valerie had been seen on an island at the end of February, just over 9 miles from the campsite where she had been lost. Georgia then contacted Jared Karen, according to the Times, who works at as both a local police officer and a wildlife rescuer. Karen organized an effort to locate Valerie's territory by baiting and setting out cameras. They eventually spotted her alive and in rude health. Aw. One local tour operator said the most likely food source had been roadkill and that the eagles would have been her biggest threat. Valerie is extremely canny, and Karen is reluctant to try and trap the dog. Instead, they're hoping to reactivate her domesticated instincts and coax her out into a space where she can be apprehended. For their part, so she still hasn't been caught yet. For their part, Georgia and Josh are preparing for a 13-hour-long drive back to Kangaroo Island to retrieve her. We're just waiting to see what condition she's in and whether she's still domesticated, Georgia said. It's all pretty overwhelming. I just want to give her a big hug. Well, damn. I hope they're able to get her. She could be a little wild wiener now. Damn. Little shits. Wiener dogs are vicious anyways. What kind of rodents did he eat? Sounds like roadkill. That's what it sounds like. Let's see. Wiener digs are vicious anyways, little shits. They were bred to attack badgers, all right? All right. We're going to set up a raid over there on pill.net. Who are we going to raid over there? We'll do Quite Frankly. Why not? That will be raiding whenever we end the stream here. And then we will do a raid. Let me find out who we want to raid over here on Rumble. Jack985. Man, yeah, doggone. That's right. Good. That's a happy little story. At least they're hopefully going to catch him. If you're just joining, I am about to wrap it up. It's had a long day. And early morning tomorrow, so we will be wrapping it up here in a minute. Let me see over there on pill.net. Stop. Go do what I want you to do, mouse. Come on. Bring out some sausages. Snossages. She'll be back in the lap in no time. It's a good idea. Come fly with me. Up high with me. Oh, saying Lance, you having a good time there? Who are we going to raid on Rumble? Let me check on that like button. We got 31 and only 1 thumbs down. Salty Grower's on. Oh, shit. Well, we might have to raid Salty Grower. Let me see here. Where are you at? I see Virgie. Salty. I see Schleppy. See Cool Frogs live. We raided him the other day. I don't see Salty Grower on. Hey, thanks, Jack985. Appreciate you. Have a great evening or morning for all those back on Eastern time. It's been a good night. Guys. Good show. Solid content, I hope. I don't see Salty Grower. Where's he at? I might just be blind. Well, let's see. Maybe I need to refresh. Yeah, maybe. He might be already done. I don't want to raid somebody who's pretty much done. Who's Virgie? Who will raid Virgie? It's a dog. I don't... Maybe? Why not? Expose yourself to something new. Why not? I don't know who Virgie is. We'll go ahead and raid this one for the hay of it. I don't know who it is, but I'm following them apparently. I watched the show once, I think. They're a little bit silly. Maybe a little bit crude. I'll go ahead and do it. I'm not going to click confirm yet, though. C-dubs. We're going to play the outro song so that you can chill. You can always click opt out. But we'll wait a minute. Excuse me. All right. We will be raiding Virgie. Probably Second Life bullshit. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching this episode of the Dozer Den. I will be back on Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Central. I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 9:30 p.m. Central. We have ourselves a good time covering 3 to 4 news stories with a bit of a palate cleanser usually at the end. And have ourselves a good time. I already clicked on Quite Frankly, so sorry about that, Everett Home. Whenever I click set raid, it only comes up with a couple, so I don't know what's going on there. But appreciate your guys' support. You guys have been freaking awesome tonight. Thanks for hanging out here and having a good time. Hopefully you were infotained considerably. All right, let's find the Dozer Den theme song, jam out for a minute here, and then I will confirm the raid. We'll play a minute or two and then...
Land of power, land of might, exceptional rage, endless fight, patriot bulldozer, leading the way, crushing all foes, making them pay. Flag in hand, fury in eyes, screams of pride, ignoring lies, iron grip, ruthless and cold, American dream, fierce and bold, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart, no retreat, no surrender, bulldozers force, a savage offender, red, white, blue, burning bright, in the chaos he finds delight, blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage again, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart. Blazing trails of destruction left, in the name of the blessed, the theft, freedom's price, a crimson blade, bulldozer, savage of fate, legend made, bow before the storm, unstoppable wave, marching forward, no soul to save, bulldozers wrath, tearing apart, exceptionalism, fire in the heart.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and confirm the raid over to Virgie. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have yourselves a wonderful rest of the night, and I will see you back here on Thursday. As long as the storms don't blow me away. You guys have a good one. Confirming raid now. See y'all later.